Oh God, when did I hit go? Are you fucking kidding me? Ah! Ugh. Suppose I should plug in everything else, shouldn't I? Alright. Oh shit, that ran out. Hey, you survived. Nice. Durability test. Passed. Do. I painted these. I should get a matte spray rather than a shiny, but it is what it is for right now. The eyes are pretty clear, even with the top gloss on them, so that's good. Just a second. I'm tired and I don't give a fuck. Alright. Well, these are done. These are little tiny monster fishes. Colorful. I like them. I need a container to put them in, and I don't have another one. That's occupied. That's occupied. Hello. Ah! It's raining on me. Bones. Oh shit. Where are the bones out here? Anyway. This'll work perfectly. The bones in there. Bones in there. Alright, go eat. Oh my God, there's somebody here already. Hello, I'm sorry you wandered in. It doesn't get more interesting than this. I'm just gonna sit, repaint these again, realize, you know, how I could have done this so much better, but it's too late now. And then paint other shit, and sand shit, and do shit. You can keep me on as background noise if you want. Pretty much all I'm good for. Is this not plugged in at all? What the hell is happening here? Okay, this is no good. If it's not one thing, it's another. Working breaks right now, for fuck's sakes. I'm not going to the store today. Figure it out. This is worthless. I don't even know. Maybe it's this. Maybe it was just the plug not plugged in well. It's not charging. It's not charging at all. I'm sorry, this is a shit-ass start of a live stream. Because I don't know if I can actually do it tonight. Okay, so this block is shit. And I don't have another one to use. Because Mom took the other one to camp. Am I done the live stream that quickly? Holy shit. No fucking way. Well, we'll go to the battery dies. How about that? Fuck it. I got time for this shit. Plug in, bitch. There we go. Yeah. We'll just go to the battery dies. Can't do anything else.
Mini Ritz.
There it is. Where's the other one?
For Capital One, I would charge a lot of stuff to my credit cards. I did not realize the impact that it would have.
Maybe this one.
With that yes to credit from Capital One, I was able to build
Success! Nice. Alright, time to paint these bitches.
making payments on
I don't care about Capital One, go away!
Kart world makes no sense. From its rivers that defy the laws of physics to biomes that are way too close together, I see Nintendo decided to leave the old science textbook back in the garage. But if you take the science of this karting-themed world seriously, what you find is that this island is implausible at best and completely inhospitable at worst. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that knows it's Mario's world, we're just living in it. You know, it's hard to believe it's already been nearly 3 months since the release of Mario Kart World, and in that time, players have dominated all the tracks, found all the shortcuts, and explored just about every inch of this massive open world. But as I was playing through the game myself, I couldn't help but think that something felt off about this go-kart world. Besides the economy we spoke about last time. No, something felt off about the island itself. I found myself slamming on the brakes quite frequently to say, wait, this island doesn't make a lick of sense. And that line of thinking sent me down a rabbit hole longer than the new Rainbow Road. But when I got to the end, I found something far worse than a checkered flag. Because not only would the geography of this island make life a living hell for these racers, but the real truth is there's a metaphorical bullet bill barreling down towards the inhabitants of this island, and when it catches them, well, let's just say even Lackington won't be able
What am
to
I
save
doing?
them.
Good
So,
question.
Rosalie,
I am painting up these monster faces, or these clown faces, to put them on teddy bears, and turn regular teddy bears into, like, weird, maybe cute, maybe creepy things.
And how it will affect both the races we see
How's
on
your day
track
going?
and the people who call this island home. From the moderately inconvenient to the existential threat that will affect all life as we know it. Listen.
And you know, I've done all this painting for like literally like 4 hours yesterday, and then I realized after I went to bed there's like a fucking easier way to do this. But like, too bad. I'm already this far in, so I gotta finish it this way. Thank you. Where are you from? I'm over in Canada right now.
About the geography of the Mario Kart world was its numerous rivers. As I'm sure you're aware, rivers are pretty important for civilization to exist. It's going to provide a source of fresh water for the citizens, it makes the movement of people and goods more convenient, and in the case of Toad's factory, it can provide a source of power. Now, rivers don't just spawn out of nowhere. They have to start at a source. From there, they continue to flow downhill until they either reach the ocean or they cool up to form lakes. But if you've ever mindlessly explored rivers in games, or you've watched any Austin video, you'll know that video game rivers don't always follow any sort of logic or realism. So I hopped into my cart and traversed up and down the rivers in the Mario Kart world to map them out and see if they made any sort of logical sense. The short answer is they kinda do, but also not really. I mean, the waters around Toad's factory just stopped flowing for some reason. But honestly, that's the least of the things I discovered. Let's start with the good. You see, there's a pretty hard and fast rule when it comes to rivers in the real world. They always flow downhill. Thankfully, in Mario Kart World, they've kept some semblance of realism, as all the rivers do in fact flow downhill, either towards the sea or one of the
Not actually. There's a river here that does not flow downhill. It's an optical illusion, but it looks like the water's flowing up the hill.
In the southeast section of the map, just underneath Great Question Block ruins, there is this massive geyser that is just pumping gallons and gallons of water into the sky. Let's just set aside for a minute the physics of how this geyser could even be possible. The sheer fact that it does exist will end up having some major implications on the climate of this part of the map. You know the expression, what goes up must come down? Yeah, the same is going to be true here as well. All of that water vapor that's being pumped into the atmosphere will eventually condense to form massive rain clouds that will inevitably bathe this section of the map in a near permanent rainstorm, so long as the geyser keeps pumping. And speaking of the geyser, since it's pumping so much water out of the river, there's a possibility that over time the flow of the river itself could be altered, leaving everything downstream, such as the faraway oasis, without a source of water, turning it from an African savanna into a dry bone desert. But enough geyser talk. Let's get back to the rivers.
Hey guys, tonight, thank you for the thumbs up before you head out. Always appreciate it.
There's always some source of the flow, whether it's a massive lake or the water that runs off a snow-capped mountain. And so I followed the Mario Kart rivers upstream to see if I could find the source of these mighty rivers. Most of them were pretty small and uneventful, but there's two in particular that really caught my attention. The lake located in the northwest of the map, just south of Dry Bones Burnout, and the source that springs direct.
Twisted Tea fans love summer and the smooth, refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Made with real brewed tea and just a light kick of lemon flavor. But don't take our word for it. It's your fans. Twisted Tea. Good times with a twist. Old Navy. Tea destination for
Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in. Just working on some of these tonight. Hopefully get them done. At least look for a coat of sealer on them.
Directly from Dandelion Depths, or should I say sources. You see, Dandelion Depths has not one, but two sources of water. One that flows north towards Acorn Heights, and one that flows south towards Cheap Falls. Now, when you actually investigate the specific spots where the rivers actually begin, you end up finding that all of the water is spurting out of these little holes in the wall. And as I'm sure you know, water doesn't come from rocks. However, there may be a scientific explanation to explain where this water does come from. Just east of Dandelion Falls, there is a big snowy mountainous section of the map.
Right, I think it's done.
Deep Sky High Sunday and Deep Pass. In the real world, water that melts off mountain peaks often ends up flowing downhill to become the ultimate source
Do
of
the white last.
rivers. But those water sources don't always flow on the surface like a river. Take Evian, for example. The water that Evian bottles up and ships to hotel fridges around the world originally starts its journey as the snow that falls on top of the French Alps. As the snow melts, it seeps into the ground and takes a 15+ year journey, slowly flowing downhill underground, before it eventually pops up at the spring located in the town known as, wait for it, Evian-les-Bains. And when it comes to the mysterious source of Mario Kart World's eastern rivers, the same thing might be happening here. Water from the top of the snowy mountain is filtering underground and eventually popping out at Dandelion Depths. Let's just hope that Wario doesn't get any ideas about opening his own bottled water company. But even if he does, you'll be able to pay for it with today's sponsor, Chime. Chime is the #1 most loved banking app that millions of Americans use to manage, save, and spend their money. Since I moved to the US recently, there's been one thing that's come back to haunt me again and again: my lack of credit. Turns out that thing is super important when trying to find a place to rent, get insurance, or buy a house. Typically, the easiest way to build your credit score is to get yourself a credit card and make sure you pay it off every single month. But if you're like me and you just moved to the country, or you're just new to building credit in general, most credit card companies won't give you a credit card because, get this, you don't have a credit score yet. Do you see the problem here? But that's where Chime jumped in like Mario to save the day. They saw my need and said, hey, let's skip the pesky credit checks and give you the secured Chime Visa credit card to help you get started.
Okay, we'll right to the bottom.
Fees or interest. How are they able to do this? Well, because unlike a normal credit card, which can feel like an unlimited supply of cash until that monthly bill comes in, Chime puts you in the driver's seat and only lets you spend what you have. You move the amount you're willing to spend into your secured deposit account, and that's the exact amount you can spend. So there is no way to accidentally overspend on Wario's latest scheme. Suddenly, trying to build credit doesn't feel so daunting anymore. In fact, with Chime, if you pay on time regularly, you can see an average increase of 30 points on your credit score. So if you're looking to build your credit, or you want to know how Chime can help you with your finances in other ways, head on down to the description and click the link to sign up and start using Chime today. Thanks again to Chime for sponsoring this video, but now let's head on back to the Mario Kart world and its perfect underground.
Okay, so my thought process for these is paint the blank discs, so solid color. Paint all the individual colors, parts, individual colors, and then just glue them together instead of painting all around shit. That's the plan.
Rain can fall onto that mountain, and if it isn't swallowed up with
lavender over there,
fall into a lake just south of Dry Bones Burnout. The water from that lake eventually splits in twain, flowing northeast towards Acorn Heights and south towards Factory.
Shit. It's like toast. Always. That's right side up.
Of Mario Kart World. They split more times than a banana in an ice cream sundae. Despite what Mario Kart and many a fantasy map would have you believe, rivers don't usually split into two. This is because not only does water flow downhill, but it also follows the path of least resistance. Therefore, if a river did attempt to split, the water would ultimately choose to flow in whichever direction gets it to the ocean with the least.
Shake and win millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge.
Alright, lavender is done. I guess that light blue is next.
Unreal deals for just $1. $1,000 in credits and a $3,000 AliExpress shopping spree.
What are you listening? I am currently listening to a theory, specifically game theory, and it's on about Mario Kart. I can't put really music on because if I do, then the video gets demonetized or strikes against me. Because I used to just have music playing on the background, and all the royalty-free music is kind of crap right now. Unless you have like a channel that's pretty good.
The Haza and Elza rivers, and there are actually a few big examples of rivers bifurcating in North America. But these are the exception.
And give gifts to friends. No, actually, I sell these. I sell these weird little things I make. I have a market coming up in September, so I'm trying to get some supplies done for it.
Consequences for the residents of the Mario Kart world. You see, as sediment builds up in the rivers over time, one path of the split can end up being clogged, leading to that half of the river being dammed and thus cutting off the water supply downstream. In Dandelion Depths, if the river stopped flowing south, that would cut off water not only for cheap falls.
Do you make any crafts or anything?
Of salty Speedway.
Do you knit or anything?
Venice. In the west, things would be even more dire. If the Dry Bones Burnout Lake suddenly stopped dumping water to the south, not only would Toad's factory's source of power be gone, but so would the fresh water supply for all of Crown City. Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave the fate of my city's water supply up to a coin flip. And we're just getting started. There's even more potential risks coming from the skies above. One of the first things you might have noticed when taking a bird's eye view of the Mario Kart island is just how many different biomes are crammed into one small area. Generally speaking, biomes are large swaths of land that get the same amount of rain and sun, as well as having a similar collection of plants and animals. And when I say large, I do
like music.
Sometimes spanning
Right now I'm really into the Arcane soundtrack and the K-pop Demon Hunters, but I can't have those playing on the background right now.
Normally, game devs just decide to...
I'm thinking of just putting in earbuds and listening to music while I do this and having something else random play while you guys can listen to that, but, you know, it doesn't seem fair that I get to listen to cool stuff and you guys have to suffer with something else.
Realistic, but it's a video game. However, while having this many biomes packed so tightly together may not be true to life, that's not to say that the placement of some of these biomes doesn't make some bit of scientific sense. At first, it might seem strange that there would even even be a desert on a presumably tropical island. But it turns out this is possible thanks to a little help from the wind. When you have mountains located right along the coastline, things can get pretty weird. As the cool ocean breeze comes rolling in from the sea, it comes into contact with the mountain and the wind is deflected up, bringing with it all the moisture from the sea. That moisture ends up condensing into clouds and leading to rain falling on the side of the mountain closest to the wind, aka the windward side. But as we've said before, what goes up must come down, and that wind, now devoid of all of its moisture, falls on the opposite side of the mountain, aka the leeward side, bringing with it warm, dry air, like
BTS? I have not actually listened to BTS. What did I just do? I'm more into, oh god. I don't know, I listen, probably if I bother to listen to it, I might like some songs. I kind of listen to a mix of everything. I mean, if I'm invited to a concert, I'm gonna go. Let's not be fussy now. Let's not be crazy. I don't like Elvis, but if I was invited to a concert, I'd go to Elvis.
Air like a desert. This is why in the US, California can be comfortable and sometimes rainy, while just over the Sierra Nevada mountains, you have a dry, barren desert. The mountain sort of blocks the rain from getting to the leeward side of the mountain, hence why it is known as the rain shadow effect. Now, let's apply that to our island in Mario Kart. If the wind is coming from the north or northeast, the mountain where we find Bowser's castle will block the rain from getting to the leeward side, leading to the formation of the two deserts we see in the game. And it gets even better. Remember how during a rain shadow, we see that the windward side of the mountain ends up getting bathed in rain? Well, what do you see hovering over Bowser's castle? A permanent thunderstorm. Isn't it great when real-world science makes sense inside of a video game? All of
Not the right blue.
Over the top
It's a light blue, and then it was a light blue over here.
to the creation of what is quite possibly the coolest weather phenomena ever.
Actually, that was pretty good.
Hottest. Because once that warm, dry wind comes over the mountains
No,
on the leeward side, it ends
on to the next color.
weird, unstable water seas of wind.
Wait.
As eddies. And if we take a look back at Bowser's castle, what else do we find on the
Finish
leeward
this
side
one.
of the mountain? A whole
Oh.
bunch of lava. That's
What did I
right,
miss?
Turbulent winds plus lava can
You said
equal
message
what is known
redacted.
as a lava nado.
Why deliver
Now,
any
unfortunately,
messages?
these aren't just spinning
We're just
towers of
talking.
liquid hydrogen,
Boring, but
but
talking
they
is
are no
nice.
less cool. Instead, the high wind speeds end up picking up small bits of fire and lava and flinging them in different directions. Personally, I wouldn't want to be driving past that in my open seat go-kart, just saying. And there's still one more way that these not-so-gentle breezes will turn this island upside down. But in order to understand it, I kind of need to go back a bit and explain exactly what wind is. I know that might sound like a simple thing, but the science behind it is actually quite fascinating. The secret to understanding wind comes down to pressure pushing down on me. So you can think of pressure as the amount of air molecules in a given space. The more air molecules, the higher the pressure. But here's the thing. Nature, it doesn't like it when high and low pressure areas are next to each other. When that happens, the air from the high pressure area moves over to the area of low pressure until the two sides are balanced out. Now, imagine you're standing in a field and on your left is an area of high pressure and on your right an area of low pressure. The high pressure air on your left is going to flow over to the right until the two sides are equal. Now, if you're standing in the middle of these two sides, what are you going to feel? Bada bing, bada boom, you've just learned what wind is. But what does that have to do with Mario Kart World? Well, as it turns out, deserts, like those found in the southwest portion of the map, happen to be areas of high pressure. And so, when you put those high pressure deserts next to, say, a low pressure temperature area like Crown City, you're going to have a semi-permanent gust blowing air and sand towards the citizens.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Nice. Icy hot. Also available in Icy Hot
Towards the citizens of Crown City. And those winds can be no joke. For a real-world example, look no further than the Santa Ana winds. During the fall in the US, high air pressure built up over the Great Basin and Upper Mojave Desert, leading to large gusts of wind that can last for several days, even a few weeks. And it was these same Santa Ana winds that were partially responsible for exasperating the devastating wildfires in California earlier this year. So, yeah, hot deserts located that close to other biomes, not ideal. But it's our final section where things go from sort of inconvenient convenient to a straight-up crisis.
Okay, this time.
I've alluded to the fact that this island is small plenty of times already, but how small is it exactly? Well, the answer actually comes not from pixel measurements or from even really the map itself. It's Mario's Kart. You see, the formula for speed is speed equals distance over time. Therefore, if I take Mario and drive him across a stretch of road of an unknown length, as long as I know Mario's speed and the
I am
time it takes
missing
to cross,
faces.
I can figure out the distance of any
I'm missing faces. I have to have more than this sitting
That's
around here.
scale
Not
out
done.
there, and thankfully, we already have a solution for this. Years ago at this point, we did an episode on just how deadly the karts in Mario Kart 8 were, and we calculated that they traveled at approximately 80 miles per hour, or 129 kilometers per hour at top speed on 150cc. And with the things we used to measure that speed, the finish line squares, being the same scale in Mario Kart World, we
I guess the
now
dark
have
purple's
everything
next.
we need to figure out just how big this supposedly
I
world.
love this color so much, but it is not worth shit when it comes to color covering. Thank you guys for a thumbs up before you head out. Always appreciate it.
On 150cc. Over the course of 3 attempts, it took me on average 17.16 seconds to complete my trek. And so, plugging our numbers into speed equals distance over time, we get that the length of this section of the map is 0.3791 miles, or 0.6101 kilometers. Scaling that up, we get the width of the entire Mario Kart World Island to be just 8.21 miles across. Doing the same for the north and south length, we get the total area of Mario Kart World, including the Kartable Bay to the south, to be, get this, 62.7 square miles, or 162 square kilometers. That makes Mario Kart World just slightly smaller than Washington, D.C. I know the people of DC think they're the whole world, but that's still pretty tiny for a Mario Kart world. Even compared to other islands, it's pretty puny, just 1/64th the size of the big island of Hawaii. And you know what? This ends up being the final death knell for the residents of Mario Kart World Island. Why? Because tiny islands come with huge problems, namely the lack of food. People need to eat, and in order to make the food people need to survive, you need land, something that this island is severely lacking.
I am making little faces that go on teddy bears so I can turn them into monsters.
2.67 acres
At least that's the
of land
idea.
to feed themselves on their current diet.
Like clown teddy bears.
That means that only around 15,000 people could survive on the island, and that's assuming
I'm doing it the hardest way imaginable, apparently.
including the bay. In reality, between the wasteland, the deserts, and the tundra,
Because I decided to make these and then paint all the sections individually rather than making all the sections individually and then just sticking them together.
which has a population
You know.
of nearly 830,000.
But we're already like this far in and I can't change that direction.
Is going to have to be working overtime. Even if we assume the best case scenario where everyone on the island is doing a completely vegan diet, which only requires 0.32 acres of land per year, at best, we can feed around 42,000 people, which is just nowhere near enough. Forget
Purple over there.
rivers
Okay.
drying up, lava-nados, or
Finish
even
with
a
purple.
fucking karting tournament. Without food, no one's gonna be making it to the finish line. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory. Thanks for watching. World
Thank you. How's your day going today?
Mario Kart World is about to
Did you
go
get all your to-do lists done?
IXL is helping 15 million students succeed in math and language arts. On IXL, your child can stay on track or get ahead by practicing with fun, interactive questions. Whether they learn best with step-by-step explanations, video tutorials, or games, IXL is here to guide them. Backed by over 75 scientific research studies, you can trust that you're choosing the best educational technology.
I don't have kids. Stop telling me about them. It's like they know I'm not educated, and every time I hear the commercial, like, maybe she'll get it for herself.
Are your teeth clean? Are
No.
you sure they're clean? If you ever wanted to know how much your toothbrush is actually doing to keep your pearly whites pearly white, strap in, friends. Today we're putting 6 of the best-selling toothbrushes to the theorist test to see which brush earns the plaque for fighting plaque. If you compare a $3 toothbrush to a $300 toothbrush, is there really that much of a difference? Will an electric win out over a manual, or will Sonic be able to topple them all? Do all of those different heights and angles of bristles do anything, or is it all just a bunch of marketing hype? And seriously, do we really need to floss? I promise you, friends, the results of today's experiment will have your jaw drop to the floor. And not because of tooth decay. Hello, Internet.
Yeah,
Welcome
purple,
to
that
Style
purple.
Theory, the show that 9 out of 10
Is all the purple
dentists
done?
agree will blow
Good.
your mind.
I cannot paint yellow because yellow needs a clear bucket of water.
Let me ask you this. How often are you brushing your teeth? If
Turn
you're like most
white.
of America,
So
you
what other
only
colors
answer
do I
2
need?
times a day. According to a 2019 survey, 55% of people
You need to
say
be
that same
greener.
thing. As for me, yeah, I'm not in that group.
You need to be redder.
Not the best toothbrusher.
You need to be redder. I guess you're one with red.
First thing in the morning, and that's it.
That's right, I am a once-a-dayer, and I am proud of it. I am standing
Gross.
here with the 29%. But regardless of whether you're brushing once per meal, once per day, or once per week, one thing we can all agree on is that we want our brushes to be doing the best job possible. There's just one problem with that. There are so many toothbrush options out there. Just search for a toothbrush on Amazon and get ready for an avalanche of choice. It's no longer just deciding if you should use manual or electric anymore. What kind of electric toothbrush? How much pulsing action do you need? Which brush head do you choose? The tri-zone? The cross action? How do sonic toothbrushes factor into all this? And don't even get me started on the new toothbrushes that you see getting promoted in viral ads across social media. With so many options available, how are you possibly going to pick the one that's actually going to get your teeth the cleanest? Well, if you're me and you operate a style, fashion, and self-care channel, you convince your partner and 2 other creative directors to bare their teeth all in the name of science. For 2 weeks, our longest experiment ever on the channels, we tested 6 of the most popular brushes on the market, ranging in price from $3 to $300, all in an effort to see whether your toothbrush actually makes a
Alright,
difference.
is that all the
in how
reds?
clean your teeth get. 15 days of awkward mouth picks later, and we have our results, all ready
Yeah.
to share with you today. Is there an OnlyFans of just teeth picks? Because, oh boy, get ready to get super up close and personal with these pearly
Okay.
whites. Let's
That's the
meet our
leaf.
contestant, shall we? We have my partner,
The,
Steph, who brushes
the
twice a
ugly
day.
one that I keep
And then
using.
when I get up in the morning, first thing,
Here it
mouth
is.
is gross. At
The,
night,
sea
sometimes
moss.
I'm brushing for a long time and I'm getting like a really nice deep clean. Another time it's more of a superficial.
Their Style Theory creative director, Amy.
I am a compulsive brusher before bed and when I wake up.
From Food Theory, creative director,
Yeah,
Santi.
that's me. Minimum 2 times a day.
Rolling out of bed,
And then sometimes during the day as well, because sometimes you just want a clean mouth feel.
Already know how I feel about this.
I think if you're brushing your teeth twice a day, you might have a little too much time on your hands.
Okay, calm down. It's a bit of an over-exaggeration there. But seriously, I do believe that if you're doing a thorough job brushing twice a day, it seems like overkill to me. But I guess we're gonna find out. Everyone
No,
introduced,
Matt,
let's talk
no,
about
brush your
this.
fucking
Every
teeth.
dentist is gonna stick to their own individual standard brushing schedule, so we're not mixing any extra variables to the mix. We're also all gonna be using the same basic fluoride toothpaste,
Yeah,
so you can
something's
focus
off
solely
here.
on the difference between the brushes. For each brush, we standardize the time to the full dentist recommended 2 minutes in length.
Thank you guys for
Final brush of the
hitting me
day,
with
we're
a
gonna
thumbs up
chew
before you head out for the
disclosure
night.
tablet
Always
to see how
appreciate
each
it.
brush did. If you've never heard of a disclosure tablet before, it's made to help highlight the plaque that's on your teeth by staining it a bright, easy to see color. Usually you're going to want to use these things before brushing your teeth so you know where exactly you're trying to brush, but for our experiment today, we're going to be using it after each brush so it's not affecting where we're targeting in our mouths. We're actually using disclosure tablets made by YouTube's own Dental Digest, the Fat Glob brand. And from there, that's about it. We'll still be allowed to floss and use mouthwash like normal, but only after getting our disclosure results and taking our pictures so as not to taint the results. That way, we're changing one thing and one thing only, and that's the toothbrush. Speaking of brushes, let's talk about that. Steph and I, we usually use the Sonicare by Philips.
It's different than a mechanical toothbrush. You have the blood style of mechanical toothbrush that rotates the head back and forth. This one's more of a vibrator that supposedly uses sonic action. Just kind of hold the brush to your teeth and let the sonic action do all the work for you, which I don't believe, which is why this test is happening right now.
Santi also likes a vibrating option.
What I normally use is this bad boy, the Oral-B Pulsar something. It sounds like a Yu-Gi-Oh card, to be honest. I like it because it has these yellow rubber things on the side that are supposed to really help scrub out any stubborn plaque.
Well said, sir. And then we had ourselves Amy, who, to my shock, still uses a plain old manual toothbrush.
I don't mind
There's
the
nothing
cheap
wrong with a
toothbrush.
manual
I find
toothbrush.
a nice brush, but I've never actually had like an electric or a sonic toothbrush. I've only
I
ever
gotta check
used
the laundry,
manual
tooth.
toothbrushes, which apparently, according to
Oh shit, that's the blade right there.
was not fully developed as an adult brushing my teeth because I have not upgraded.
Okay, hey, I did not use those exact words, but yeah, I did kind of assume that as you get older, you keep upgrading your toothbrush, kind of like you upgrade a phone. But hey, we'll see who's right soon enough. With Amy on Team Manual, Santi on Team Electric, and Steph and I on Team Sonic, everyone had a horse in this race. Nicely balanced that way. To be as thorough as possible, we'll be testing out 6 different options. In the manual category, we have this cheap generic brush, this dentist recommended multi-bristle head, and the social media sensation, the nano brush. In the electric category, we actually have 2 different heads, the cross action and the tri-zone. And then lastly, we'll be capping it off with the Sonic Hair. Each toothbrush will get 2 days of testing and will be graded on mouthfeel.
If I can get these done tonight, I will consider that a win.
So with everyone feeling super confident about their dental health,
I've had a lot of teeth problems in my life due to a lot of health reasons and just the natural movements of my teeth kind of crunching everything together.
I'm pretty, I guess, insecure with my teeth. I have these little ridges. They came in a little, like, twisted.
I had like 3 years in a row where I had cavities. It wrecked my dental confidence.
I'm proud of my teeth. I think I have a great smile. It's time to get brushing.
Okay.
But before we get to that, I am so excited to announce that our first ever winter collection.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Oh wait, that fucker had that blue on it. This bitch. She's gotta go on it. Zang boom! Light up a ball! Zang boom!
Hi, Sol. Check this out. Oh, wow. You're an all-in-one cleaner like
Fucking hate unskippable commercials. And I'm too poor to pay the companies what they want. So I just sit through the bullshit and hope the songs will get me to monetize.
TheoryWear.com. We're calling it the Northern Lights Collection because it is packed full of things to keep you warm and cozy and bright this holiday season. And there is something for everyone in the mix. For the theorist that's looking to hit the slopes or just look like they're hitting the slopes when in actuality they're at the lodge sipping hot cocoa, we have ourselves the pastel Aurora Borealis inspired snowsuit that's sure to make people stop and think, whoa, that person is stylish and they know how to snowboard, even if you don't know how to snowboard. But let's say that you'd rather stay in and have yourself a date night with your special someone. You're in luck again. Your iconic duo will love our iconic duo in the cozy hibernation sweater and the Aurora blazer. No lie, these are actually 2 of my favorite items in the entire line. And the best part, everything in here is entirely unisex. And this is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what we have to do right now at TheoryWear.com. We've got accessories, we've got suitcases, and yeah, there's still plenty of jackets to go around. That's TheoryWear.com, or click on that shopping button that you see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah. Definitely have to find a better way to do these fuckers. I guess white's next, so I'm gonna use more of that.
Since the last time I shopped around, this one's got the slight ridges, so it's not your basic just like flat across brush. The curve's meant to help the brush bristles fit more snugly around your teeth like a prickly hug. But the only way to really know is to test it out. So I loaded it up with some paste and went to town.
Be right back.
2 minutes of brushing, the results were, my mouth feels fantastic. Does it feel more great than usual? Yeah, not really, but it feels good. When I was using this one today, the bristles feel slightly firmer. They're labeled as soft, but they felt firmer than my usual bristles. I tend to keep my brush heads on a little bit too long. I don't replace them as frequently as I probably should. Santi and Amy agree.
It was fine for like a 50-cent toothbrush.
My mouth feels about the same amount of cleanliness that it normally does when I use like this kind of toothbrush.
Well, Steph was unimpressed with the amount of force that she needed to exert.
I feel like I had to work a lot. Like I really muscled through the teeth, which I feel like is probably not that great for my gums and also not that great as a brushing experience.
Dentists actually recommend softer bristles for that very reason. Hard bristles are more likely to cause tearing and irritation on your gums, but that's just what we thought about the brush. What about what we could actually see? It was time to pop in our first ever disclosure tablet. The first thing we noticed wasn't the plaque, it was the taste. The
Let me check the laundry.
Swish the fluid around in your mouth. What the instructions aren't telling you is that that fluid is just your spit mixed with the powder of the tablet. It is kinda gross. Anyway, once we got over that little hurdle, we were able to assess the damage. And overall, yeah, it wasn't that bad. I think it did a really good job. I'm actually really impressed with how it did as a basic brush, but there's a couple areas you could see how the bristles weren't able to get into those nooks and crannies. And looking at our up-close photos, all 4 of us pretty much got the same results. Clean in the front, but with some plaque that didn't get brushed away on the back teeth. Looking at everyone's rating ratings, we got surprisingly good results considering we'd only spent $50 on these. So with our control all set, it was time for our Oral-B all-in-one with its crisscrossing bristles.
Day 2, new brush. Today we're doing the Oral-B, I've got a bunch of things pointing in a lot of different directions brush.
This guy is the dentist recommended option because the multiple angles are supposed to be better at getting into all those hard to reach areas. Or at least that's what they say. We were about to see if that was true.
Very weedy. It's like I've got a shiv in my hand. Yeah, let's shank some teeth.
Head also a bit smaller than our control brush.
So if you look at it, the entire bottom portion of this one is like gone from this one.
So how did it do? Well, for me, it was a noticeable upgrade in experience than the control.
First use of this brush relative to the one that we used yesterday, vastly different experience. I could feel all the different angles and bristles. I feel like I got really clean off of this brush, but am I substantially cleaner than yesterday? No. But do I think I did it with less work? Yes.
And I wasn't the only one to notice the difference.
It definitely felt more thorough because the bristles were tighter packed. Because this is a smaller head, it means I can get closer and like more concentrated on each tooth.
Solid handle, good mouthfeel. I'm a satisfied customer.
But there was one person who was more than eager to leave a 1-star review.
I'm not that big of a fan. I almost actually like the basic one better. The bristles are really stiff. I'm not really liking how it feels like brushing. I honestly don't feel like this cleaned my teeth.
Huh, well, there's only one way to find out there, Santi.
It's disclosing time.
After a minute of gargling our own spit, the results were shockingly mixed. Despite me feeling a decent clean, Santi and I completely skipped whole sections of our mouth.
Did I just miss my amount of teeth completely today? I'm wondering if it's my brushing technique or if this is just...
I forgot that stupid paint!
That having so many different bristles at so many different angles, like it's not as focused.
It looks so much worse today. It didn't get like in between my teeth. There's a lot more buildup in these front teeth. Already I know, like I was trying to brush even more today, knowing how yesterday went.
It felt better, but the brush was worse.
On the opposite end, Steph had almost no stains on her teeth. Amy was ready to ditch her old brush with this new one right away.
I would definitely use the toothbrush again. I definitely like it more than the
Yeah,
generic.
we didn't wipe first, I guess.
Find out.
And see, these mixed results are exactly why we wanted to use each at once. It helped us adjust to the learning curve of using a new brush. But even after a second day and a decently insightful conversation,
Where would you rate this one on day 1?
the results for us were still divided. As the tablets revealed, Santi and I were still struggling to get to the back molars, even after adjusting our technique. Amy, the manual toothbrush truther that she is, managed to get back there and have the best results of the bunch. And Steph, she was right there in the middle. And this time the ratings showed just how divided we were on mouthfeel. I felt my teeth were just as clean as they were on the normal brush. Santi thought it was worse. Steph and Amy thought it was better. Though, let's be real, Santi just really hated this brush.
I didn't like it.
We can tell, Santi. We can tell. Up next, the one you've probably seen all across your social media feeds lately, the Nano. This brush has been making waves across the internet. So, congratulations there, guys. Your online marketing strategy worked, and I got one. Spoiler alert, it's not a great thing for you. For those of you who haven't seen the ads, the Nordic-inspired Nano toothbrush's whole shtick is that it has itself thousands of bristles. 12,000. The website's to be believed. To give you an idea of how much that is, your average toothbrush is about 2,500 bristles. So this guy is thick. And theorists, in total and complete honesty, it is also so incredibly soft.
Oh, this texture is delicious.
But that softness is coming in at a steep price, costing roughly 5 times what our other manual toothbrushes did. So how did it feel to brush our teeth with a cloud of bristles? Well, it was like touching air, which turns out is not a great thing when you're trying to brush your teeth.
Oh, it's like too soft.
You can't even tell when it's touching.
I don't feel it, which is nice, because it's not like scratching my nose.
Well, it was certainly nice to have a break from the tougher bristles of the previous brushes. None of us could even tell if it was doing any cleaning. Even poor arms Amy over there was
And
struggling.
white over here.
And from there, all it took was one berry-flavored tablet to reveal the truth.
Yuck! Oh, that's so gross!
That's terrible.
Yup.
Berry
pretty much
flavored?
did nothing. Santi and I had pink teeth because the soft bristles weren't able to apply enough pressure to remove the buildup. Steph and Amy were able to get a better clean with the same exact brush, but all of us were left feeling like our mouths were still dirty. How'd you put it, Steph?
Really? Ew.
It feels like I brushed my teeth with like a sock.
Yeah, not really the sensation I'm looking for out of my toothbrush. I guess there is such a thing as being too soft. After day 2's results wound up looking much the same, it became clear that this thing was all hype, right down to the claim of being Nordic inspired.
That's my other question. What makes this Nordic.
Yeah, I had a question about that too, Amy, so I went onto their website to see whether I could find something, anything, about how this toothbrush is inspired by the lands of Scandinavia, Finland, Iceland, anywhere, and I found nothing. There was nothing on the website that explained why this toothbrush full of soft, plushy lies is Nordic inspired.
Soft, plushy lies. That's the lie. That's the inspiration, the soft, plushy lies.
To the nano brush. After 2 days of suffering through the nano brush, all of us were eager to move on to our next category, electric. Nowadays, most people, including most dentists, consider electric toothbrushes to be superior to manual brushes due to how the bristles vibrate and rotate, basically doing the brushing for you. But would that actually show in our test results? We went with the basic popular Oral-B base that would let us test out 2 very different types of heads, starting with the dentist recommended option.
It says there's 9 people on here, but I don't think there is. The other one says 7, so something's frozen. No! Fucking goddamn motherfucking bastard cocksucking.
This is like a really unpleasant vibration.
This toothbrush.
God damn it, I did it again.
Steph and I felt like we had just put a jackhammer into our mouths, but maybe the results would be worth the violence?
You're brushing individual teeth. Look, I missed a tooth.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah, it's gross.
yeah, not quite.
The bottoms are good. I spent a ton of time on the bottom.
I did notice that you started on the bottoms and you focused on the bottoms.
Yeah, but by the time I got to the top, I was like either running out of time or running out of patience, and I literally skipped a tooth, and you can see exactly where it is.
It seemed like the smaller head forced us to be more conscious of hitting each and every tooth individually.
Yeah, this is unproductive.
Individually.
I don't feel like I had a good understanding of how to use it. I still want to go through the normal acts of brushing and doing all of that, which I think maybe is not exactly what I should be doing with this brush.
Instead of the broad strokes that worked for the manual brushes, this small circular head meant that we had to go around each tooth one by one, or else we'd miss it entirely.
This will be the most successful one. But what I'm realizing that it's coming down to is like 70% brush, but 30% technique. I feel like tomorrow I'll probably have gotten my technique down pat a little bit more with this brush.
And credit where credit's due, Santi did exactly that.
Today, my mouth feels a lot cleaner. I feel like I actually hit everything. I just feel it. Top teeth, definitely cleaner. Not the cleanest that they've been with other brushes, specifically the basic brush. The basic brush is coming through, man.
But while he was busy celebrating, the rest of us, yeah, we weren't so sure.
But I don't really feel any better about this one than I did about the other normal Oral-B. The crisscross bristles really seem to do a lot for it, and I like having the smaller.
This is annoyingly boring, and I hate this part.
Individually, the electricness of it doesn't make a ton of difference to me.
And that was far from Amy's only issue.
They don't fit in my cabinet, but to do that, I have to disassemble it and stick it in a different place, which is just, a level of inconvenience that I don't need in my toothbrush routine when I'm getting up at like 5 in the morning, brushing my teeth in the dark.
Sorry, Amy, but with great power comes great responsibility. Like having to disassemble your brush. In the end, our teeth felt very clean, but it wasn't the easiest to use. We felt rushed because we had to take more time on each individual tooth. And the disclosure tablet showed that while we could certainly get a better, deeper clean, it required a level of skill that we had yet to truly master. Overall, that put the electric crisscross at number 2.
Nothing over there, so everything here is in front of me.
All of us really
right?
started to hit a wall. None of us had predicted the strain and frustration that would come with having to film ourselves every day brushing our teeth, chewing on powdery disclosure tablets, getting jump scared by giant close-up photos of our teeth every time we opened our phone. But we had to press on for science, for views, and for your dental hygiene. Onward to the, what was this one called again?
Yeah, so this is the Triforce, which just feels like I'm saying the Try Guys. One of the trifold.
Tri-Zone. This one made our short list for one reason and one reason only. It does something that no other brush on this list can do. It brushes side to side. Or I suppose it would be up and down if you're holding the whole thing sideways. Dentists believe that oscillating toothbrushes, meaning ones that physically rotate or move, work far better than ones that are just there vibrating. But what this test was quickly showing me was that dentists, yeah, they're gonna recommend anything.
It reminds me of the other big brush that we did, the manual brush. The size difference, all I have to do is sweep it across my teeth and it feels like it's getting pretty much most of the bulk of my my tooth. After having such a small head in the previous version of this, I actually miss it because I liked the small precision head.
But Amy and Santi weren't so nostalgic. In fact, for the first time in the entire experiment, Santi seemed to finally be enjoying his life again.
This is my favorite so far. Miles away better than anything else because I get like a full toothbrush head, unlike the other one, which is a tiny, like this tiny, like circular thing. I hate the motion of this head. This one,
I think that's all like for
because it
now.
goes side to side. You
I should bust out the hairdryer and see if I can get some of these done. Yeah, 4.9, so that's not accurate on mine anymore.
Electric boy at the start of the episode, and with this brush being the most similar to his usual brush, you started to notice a pattern here, but we needed a bit more evidence. Let's see what the disclosure tablet told us.
It's actually not cleaned as well as I thought it did. You know, here on the sides, there's still a decent amount of black. Overall, it seems like my teeth did not get as clean.
And while Santi was dealing with his crippling disillusionment, he wasn't alone. We all had similar issues.
Looks like it was missing spots here, and I don't know if that's a user error versus like the toothbrush being super bad. This is why we do it for more than one day. I think I'm going to try to make sure I'm a little bit more thorough next time, now that I kind of can see where my natural tendencies miss.
Like the last brush head, we felt like we needed to slow down to get a thorough cleaning. And so moving into day 2, we tried our best to adjust the technique. Once again, we found our results to be mixed across the board.
I think this is a matter, though, of just getting used to this brush and using it more than just 2 days. Because already from yesterday to today, I feel like the teeth are cleaner. These bottom teeth have always been the problem children. I would say this is the cleanest that they've got.
Too bad the rest of us couldn't say the same. Amy, our electric brush newbie, was particularly frustrated. Not just because she couldn't figure out how to charge it, but because she didn't think her results were any better than normal.
It doesn't feel any better than the manual toothbrush. I like the idea of it. Can't say that it's currently blowing my mind in execution.
And as we drew closer to the end of the experiment, I was starting to worry. None of the brushes were doing a perfect job. It was starting to spiral.
Is the moral of this story going to be that flossing is required?
Oh
That would be
no.
the worst.
No!
But we had one final shot, one last brush that could save the whole thing, the one that I've been championing since the beginning. Could the Sonic Hair, the brush that Steph and I have been using for years, finally be the plaque-killing hero? There's only one way to find out.
Don't mind the lines, just last texture.
From the outside, the Sonic Hair looks pretty similar to an electric toothbrush. But what separates the Sonic from just the plain old electric is that these babies gotta go fast. Electric toothbrushes can rotate a few thousand times a minute, but the Sonic brush is vibrating at tens of thousands of times a minute. Obviously, the faster is gonna be the better here, right? From all my research, Sonic toothbrushes mainly have one type of head, the kind that vibrates side to side rather than rotating. And since we already learned dentists recommend a brush that rotates rather than simply vibrating, this could finally be the thing that proves that dentist recommendations are a joke. Oh, and speaking of jokes, what could be funnier than wearing some ridiculously long nails? Yeah, if you're wondering what's going on with my nails in this clip, that's for another style theory that we've got to out for later this year. So just make sure that you're subscribed for that one. Don't you just love it when experiments overlap with each other?
So that was my toothbrushing. That's with my normal toothbrush. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel pretty good. I feel like I get a good sense
Yellow,
of
yellow,
clean.
yellow,
And I feel like
yellow.
all the
Yellow's done, yellow's
this
done.
probably has the best
Oh,
shot
there's a little yellow right here on the nose.
because the fast vibrations feel like it gets deeper into the tooth, but I guess the disclosure tab will ultimately be the judge of that one.
And what a harsh judge it was. The front teeth looked okay, but when it came to the back and the gaps between my teeth, the Sonic Hair was just a swing and a miss. And it wasn't just me.
I didn't like that at all. It was very aggressive.
By God, is that a very violent feeling toothbrush. This thing goes hard and does it very quickly. This thing is just very intense and splattery.
I still don't quite get the hype around it. Matt and Stephanie, they like really sold this thing up. Like they hyped it up. They were committed. They were all in on this toothbrush, and it doesn't feel that different to me than my manual toothbrush.
This was getting embarrassing. I was certain that the Sonic Hair would come out on top, but the disclosure result tablets didn't lie. The Sonic Hair wasn't leaps and bounds ahead of every other brush. It was just okay.
It's fun enough. I think it's a cute idea, but it doesn't, for me, change how I brush my teeth. It doesn't really brush my teeth any better.
And she had a point. Across all her disclosure results, Amy stayed very consistent. In fact, she had more plaque when using the Sonic Hair. Santi, same thing.
It's nice, it's fancy, sure, but is it really doing that much of a job? I'm gonna say that this is the biggest disappointment. disappointment. I knew the Nano wasn't going to be the best one. I was excited for it, but I think this one's the biggest disappointment. Definitely not worth the money if this is the most expensive one.
Even me, I brushed to the best of my ability. My fate as a hygiene expert depended on it. I used everything that I'd learned throughout this whole experiment. I had so much at stake here. I had to prove that my toothbrush was the best, and I failed.
So it's not looking great, especially bottom front. Not fantastic. Where it's missing the stuff in the front.
It actually missed a little bit of mine too.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm left with egg on my face and in my teeth.
Hey, Pine Sol, check this out.
Oh, wow. You're an all-in-one cleaner like me now. Do you also smell amazing? Ugh, there are no Pine Sol.
Hey, shade to my nostril, pal.
The only one you need.
Was that all my yellow? Yeah, I think it's orange is next. Wait. Uh-oh. I don't know which one I used. Doesn't fucking matter. There's that leafy
Looking at the
green.
scores, the Sonicare technically takes the top spot, but I think Steph and I both rating our personal toothbrush higher to skew those results. So let's take a closer look at the data to try and figure out what is going on here. Because right now, I feel more confused about what actually works than when we first started. When we break down our scores, we start to get a clearer picture. For mouthfeel, it was tied between the Sonicare and the Tiny Head electric brush, which isn't a surprise when you think that this category has more to do with what you think the brush is doing rather than actual results. As we saw time and time again, we all thought that the electric and the sonic brushes were doing more cleaning than they actually were. They felt
Okay,
better,
don't
had a
have
lot
this
of
green
aggressive
on anything
vibration,
else,
the smaller
and I
head
don't
made it
think
feel
so.
like we were more in control of the clean that we were getting, targeting different sections of our mouth, making the whole thing feel more precise and thorough than it actually wound up being. When it came to ease of use, all of us
Brown
were
needs to be
biased
done
in favor
again.
of the
Purple
toothbrush
needs
that
to be
we
touched
used
up
most
because I fucked it up.
This, more than anything so far, proves to me that when it comes down to it, practice really makes a huge difference with how successful a toothbrush
Stop fucking with that. Screw it up again.
I know when I first gave my parents
Okay.
an electric toothbrush, near dead, toothpaste everywhere.
But when it came down to the category that mattered the most in this entire episode, actual cleanliness of your teeth, the clear winner was the manual Oral-B all-in-one brush by far. Not electric, not sonic, a manual toothbrush with just a few extra bristles. The dentist recommended option. And I got an idea as to why.
I think what's happening is we had the best luck with the manual bristle brushes. I think we did. And I think the reason why is because we were the ones controlling it. All of these mechanical brushes are like, oh, let the brush do the work. Put it on the outside and it's going to vibrate. So you kind of go easy on your teeth. Whereas the manual toothbrushes, you kind of crank down on it, right? You're like going a little extra hard. The good of that is that you're getting between the teeth a little bit better. The bad of that is that it's really hard on your teeth and gums. So you're caught in this kind of like no-win scenario of using brushes like the Sonicare or the Oral-B, which might be feeling like they're giving you a better clean and might be better for your gum line, great, but aren't getting between the teeth. Whereas the manuals, I think, are doing a better job of getting between the teeth, but maybe not getting the gums as well as you might want, and are just harder on your teeth and harder on your gums.
And that, once again, comes down to technique and time. Because the manual toothbrush requires you to go in and do the work yourself rather than relying on a motor, you are getting better results.
I don't think you have to spend a ton of money. I think you just have to devote the time and skill practice to it.
And Amy's not wrong here. The results that we got from the $4.50 all-in-one were at the same level, and often even better than what we were getting from the electric and sonic brushes that cost literally hundreds of dollars more. So where does that leave us really? What's the big takeaway? Well, for one, the more money you're spending doesn't mean you're necessarily getting a better clean. But I think the bigger story here is that if most of us, like me and Steph and Santi, all struggle to get into those deep crevices between your teeth, then a toothbrush alone ain't gonna cut it. My worst fear came true. This episode, more than any talk to a dentist
where
I've
is
ever
the
had in
orange?
my life, proved once and for all the necessity of flossing. As far as I can tell, there's no other sufficient way to get the plaque that's building up in the gaps between your teeth.
Now, what this whole thing has done, just like every other big hygiene-related style theory has done so far, is it opens the door to a whole new sub-series where now we gotta test out water picks versus floss.
I guess that's a positive for more episodes in the future, but for now, it's just got me looking down in the mouth. Until next time, remember, it's all just a theory. A style theory. Keep on brushing. And if you're looking to optimize more of your routine, check out the box on the left to learn about how to get the best shade. Or click the box on the right to learn why keeping your makeup in the bathroom is the single worst choice you could possibly make. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go delete gigabytes full of teeth photos from my phone. But wait, really, is there an OnlyFans market for teeth pics? Steph, I think I got our next thing.
You hate flossing but still want your teeth to survive past the age of 30? Keep watching to find out if you actually need to floss and what the key to clean teeth really is. Believe me, your mouth will thank you.
All
Hello,
right.
Internet. Welcome to Style Theory, the
Not
show
orange
that's sorry to tell you
and orange on
that, yes,
anything
you
else.
do actually need to floss.
Yeah, these
We found
guys.
that out in a previous episode.
Is the moral of this story going to be that flossing is required?
Oh,
That would
no.
be worse.
If you want clean teeth, you have to floss.
what's
But
happening
what
here?
kind of floss can actually give you the best clean? That's the big question.
He's washing
and the
these
one
pants
that
gonna
we're
be a
looking to
nightmare.
answer by the end of this episode. See, when it comes to the best flossing methods, dentists are divided, to say the least. It's always 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this, and 9 out of 10 dentists swear off that. What about the 10th dentist, huh? Where are they at? Well, for today, you can consider me the honorary 10th dentist. I'm going to test the top 6 flossing methods and decide once and for all which one deserves to say 10 out of 10 dentists approved.
No one really knows which one does a better job, and no one's thought to test it out. Because I care about your oral hygiene, and because I've already traumatized myself by putting up-close photos of my teeth on the internet, we're gonna try that for the next, 2 weeks.
But I'm not doing it alone. Meet my dental minions, Santi,
I'm ready to show the world my teeth yet again.
Kai,
And I am very excited to show the internet my teeth.
and Dan.
I've been a terrible flosser.
Weird flex, but go off, Dan. I wouldn't consider myself a flossing savant either, but I do have one hot take.
I have my preferences when it comes to floss, and my preference is this guy. This is a water pick. Ever since that toothbrush episode, I've been very, very conscious of my oral hygiene, and this baby has been one of my best friends on that journey.
Which actually wasn't a hot take, apparently.
Honestly, I think that out of all these options, the water pick is going to work the best.
Unless, of course, you were Santi.
I know that the water pick is supposed to be awesome. I don't see it working better than like getting in there with floss. Like,
You'll have to stay tuned until the end to find out which floss takes the crown.
Or we could just skip to the end.
Well, hey there, dearest. Welcome back to my bathroom where we are going through a flossing routine. Today, we are actually going to start our journey a little old school. Unwaxed floss.
This is the classic, the OG option made up of a thin nylon string. It's supposed to be the best at getting into the teeny tiny crevices between your teeth, but I'll believe it when I see it. To see just how clean our floss gets our teeth, we'll be using something you may recognize if you've watched our last
Is that
world
everybody
episode.
for orange?
We are once again
Think so.
using disclosure tablets. If you don't know what these are, they are meant
And you
to show
touch up
where
that
you miss
lavender.
when you brush your teeth. We'll be using this after
And
we
touch up the
floss,
white,
not
and then hit
after
everything
we
with a
brush.
hairdryer.
We'll also be
How's that
flossing
sound?
before
You
we
one
brush our
person
teeth
that's
for two
watching?
reasons. One, it eliminates the toothbrush variable to make sure we are only seeing the floss at work. And two, this is the dentist recommended method. And by that I mean like not just the 9 out of 10. What this does is loosen up all the food, bacteria, and plaque particles that then get washed away when you use your toothbrush. And here, right at the start, is where we hit the first unexpected hurdle of the episode, the grip technique.
This is my grip. I'd love to know what everyone else's floss grip is because this is mine.
Lavender tongue.
I think you're supposed to grab
Put it in the corner here.
I just hate things. I hate these little stupid things.
This is something that we should be like teaching in school. To use string floss, you need to create tension
We
in the
did
string by
in grade
holding it
3.
firm. This then lets you use the
School of
friction
America
between the
is not
string
doing
and
anything.
rub all that gunk off.
Like, we
Which
did
is
that.
Easier said than done, especially once you start getting into the back.
And it was also kind of hard to reach my molars.
Having to like do all that stuff like really is really annoying to like get in there, especially in the back.
I hate having my hands in my mouth. I hate these. I really, truly hate these.
Dearest, believe me when I say that the most important step to using string floss is washing your hands. Please, again. Yes, this suffering would be worth it once we saw just how clean our teeth were getting, right?
Yeah,
I kind of didn't know, but I feel like it should have done better.
Clearly, it did not do what I wanted, and it's clinging to like these little pieces between.
Shh, don't care. Where's the green? The green I haven't opened yet. Oh, there you are. some of these need a little bit more time to dry than I have patience for, like you. You're fine with orange. You're going to need a second coat. You need another coat of red. Fuck it, here we go. Alright. I have to start knocking some of these guys out. You need to go. Like, what do you think? Isn't he cute? I need to just put like some moss in there to hide where all the tentacles come out, and I think he's gonna be real cute. Put you someplace safe, which is not near me. Alright, I want to fight with this one first. Kind of have an idea of what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna use Exacto blade first. Red needs to be redone again, but see if we can get some of the eyes off first. Alright, I can listen to something, can't I? Let's see which dental floss is best.
Clean my teeth, where I thought, and I tried really hard to clean.
I have a permanent retainer in the bottom of my teeth, so using these kinds of floss is really difficult to get past the metal bar in my mouth.
Even with that practice under our metaphorical belts, day 2 was just as disappointing.
I bled for this. You know what? I'll give it a 4. No, 3.
I don't think this floss did a very good job cleaning my teeth. I wouldn't reach for this floss again. It's very difficult to use. On a scale of 1 to 10, 3 out of 10.
Rating for this, same. I think I gave it like a 3 out of 10. Still a 3 out of 10.
Santi was a bit more generous, giving it a middle-of-the-road 5 out of 10.
If I'm traveling and the hotel that I'm staying at has this kind of floss, I'll use it. But if I go to a pharmacy to get floss for myself, not at all.
Averaging out our ratings, this floss gets a score of 3.5, which puts it in first place for now. No spoilers, but I don't think this one's gonna get the 10th dentist seal of approval at the end of the episode. On to floss number 2.
This is our wax floss. So it's minted wax. It's the same kind of drawstring method. You can immediately feel the difference on this, so I'm hoping it does better on my teeth.
The added wax is meant to make it easier for the floss to glide between your teeth and stop the string from fraying as quickly. Yet, despite both the waxed and unwaxed floss being around since the 1800s, there's actually no definitive answer out there about which one works better.
You smell amazing. Huge fan.
Oh, thanks, but I clean things too, you know.
Me too.
No, you don't.
Don't you have a sink to clean?
I cleaned it.
Oh, we're doomed.
The only one you need.
Works better. So that's what Team Theorist is here to find out. We all hoped that the combined power of the wax and our refined string technique would yield better results this round.
It feels like there's more resistance when I'm pulling it out, so I feel like it should be taken out more flat.
Feels like it's getting more into the grooves.
Unfortunately, our hopes unravel as fast as our waxed floss.
The structural
Okay, I
integrity
have a
is
thought
so
for
much
this
worse
guy.
than with the
And it has to do with
unwaxed.
mushrooms.
This is fraying more
Where are
than
my
the other one was.
tweezers?
What? But this is exactly what the wax is meant to avoid. Where's my receipt? I want my $2.60 back. Our day 1 results were nothing to write home about either.
It's better
Okay.
than the unwaxed floss. Am I impressed with it? No.
I felt like I was more struggling to get it in between my teeth and actually being able to clean them.
I do feel like this
Kinda
cleaned
like
my
that.
teeth better than the unwaxed one.
But
If
my
I were
idea
more
was
used to
actually
using
these little
this kind of
mushrooms
floss, it would maybe even be
in the
better.
eyebrows.
I still see it cleaning like here and here, but I definitely got like better.
Maybe
And
not
overall,
that
my
guy.
teeth are cleaner today than they were the other day.
We were all underwhelmed.
I would use this floss again if I was like on a deserted island and it was the only kind of floss we had and I had like a popcorn kernel stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, not exactly a 5-star review. Moving on to day 2, our skills with the string floss were only improving. but the floss wasn't.
This is what I don't get. I'm taking the floss and I'm wrapping around each tooth, 360ing around the entire thing. It is not getting those upper patches. My disappointment level makes me want to actually.
I don't have a lot of these mushrooms. Jeez, I didn't think I'd been through that many of them. Maybe I just didn't order a big pack.
It's just not working.
I don't think it really cleaned my mouth whatsoever. To compare the wax floss to the unwaxed floss, there really wasn't much of a difference besides the wax floss.
Kind of like that. What do you think?
Minty flavor to it,
Yes?
which I guess
No?
can make the experience
Is it
better.
worth
Good
it?
point, Kai.
Let me
Many
work
oral
it.
hygiene products like floss and toothpaste add a minty flavor to trick our minds into thinking we feel clean. This is due to the menthol creating a cool, refreshing effect in our mouths. Though it does have some useful side effects like stimulating saliva to help wash away all those particles we talked about earlier. With an average score of 4.5, the wax floss moves into our first place slot. Next up is our final free-range string floss, one that's trying to redefine the genre.
Welcome back to Flossing, where we are once again going to floss my teeth with a new type of string. I am really sick of the string. So this time we're doing dental tape.
This is sometimes called ribbon floss, or as you see on the package, satin floss.
The satin makes me feel like it'll be better than the wax string floss.
Well, Santi, that word is actually a little bit misleading. Dental tape isn't usually made of satin. It's made from polytetrafluoroethylene, which is a nylon string, but a stronger version than the nylon used in our previous options. This is the kind of stuff you'll usually find in things like hiking gear, not your mouth. But not only is it supposed to be stronger, it's also wider and fatter than regular floss.
Jesus.
And that shape is meant to make it better at gliding between your teeth.
It's getting between the teeth easier, which I'm actually really liking.
I actually liked it more so than I thought I would. The flat, satiny texture, I think, is able to get more out.
However, it still had the same big flaw as our other
I don't like the mushrooms there.
For me
They're not working for
specifically,
me.
this doesn't get into the one area that I'm really missing, which is that cavity back where my wisdom teeth used to be.
I do actually feel like it still had the same issue of me
Yeah, I don't
not
like
really
those.
being able to get to the back.
See what else we can put up there.
No matter the structure or shape of the string, getting to those back teeth was almost impossible. I was starting to think none of these flosses were going to give us the results we were
Little
looking
brown
for
flowers kinda
until
work.
it was time for us to pop
Or maybe
in
I
our
should
disclosure
lavender.
pouch.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any more lavender flowers. There's quite a few of them.
Those same crevices, but not nearly as much.
No, I need the pink ones. If I'm gonna put the pink hearts, I need the pink ones.
However, it wasn't a universal success.
Compared to the other flosses so far, it's performed
I don't know if
about the
anybody can
same.
see what I'm doing.
Not work well.
Basically, it's
Yes,
just bullshit
despite all of
stuff.
us feeling like this was a better experience, the actual performance was all over the board. But did day 2 follow the same pattern? Yes. And also, no. This time, Santi was feeling the
It is the best that I've used so far. It is a pleasurable experience. The mintiness is good. The tape, the flatness of it is nice, especially to get in there and really floss whatever you have in there out. I'll go with a 7. Feel pretty clean.
Yet Dan and I, who were all aboard the dental tape train yesterday, were hopping right off.
You know, I didn't get a whole lot, but I think I know why. I'm starting to realize that technique might be more important than the actual floss that's being used. Yesterday when I did it took a bit more time to get it through, and it worked.
Who else is dry enough to
I
maul?
kind of sped right.
You.
Even so, he gave it a solid 7 like Santi. Myself, however,
Today did worse. I kind of have to give this a 4 out of 10. I don't. Okay, fine. A 5 out of 10. Because it still did better than the other flosses.
Kai also rated it a 5, giving dental tape a respectable score of 6 points. It's funny, it seems that the more flosses we try, the better they get, even if it's by a very slim margin.
I'm really excited to move away from all of the strings going in my mouth and move on to something slightly more fun. At least, I hope it's going to be more fun.
Is your idea of fun string on a plastic toothpick? Then congratulations, do I have the floss for you. The dental pick. Same string, but this time there are no fingers in your mouth. And it comes with a pointy end in case anything is being really stubborn. It was also Santi's personal MVP.
This is the type of floss that I use. I think this will be a 9. It's gonna clean a lot better than the other ones.
Oh, is it so much better, Santi? I think I'll trust the data on this one instead.
I feel like this floss did good at cleaning my teeth.
Not bad, actually. It kind of looks like it did a little better.
Huh. Oh, okay. But before I let Santi celebrate too much,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You really get in there. Ooh, in the mint?
I wasn't having the same results.
It still has the problem with my tooth problem teeth. Like these two right here, that's the real test for any kind of tooth product.
It was fine, despite Santi's insistence that it was the best so far.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
Dan and I were feeling pretty mid.
Maybe it's not as impressive as I thought it was. Disclosure is showing me that nothing really changed. I guess a 7.
But I can definitely see where like this is failing me, and so I'm gonna drop this to like a 6 out of 10. I think it's more convenient and does about the same job as the other flosses.
Kai gave it a solid 8 for convenience.
It was a lot easier to maneuver around in my mouth, but kind of like the string flosses, I didn't feel like it was doing anything besides getting in between my teeth.
At the end of the day, the dental pick is still just string floss, but in a form that is much more convenient. And its score reflected that, coming in at 7.75 points, which once again means that our newest floss takes the #1 spot. I promise this was not planned, but it is a pretty cool pattern, right? And since we're moving on to our next option, I'm excited to try out the next #1 method. This was not our next #1 method. Sorry, was that a spoiler? I mean, oh yay! It's time to test the interdental brush. These little fuzzy wires on sticks were originally used to help clean between your teeth while you had braces.
It says this is for people who wear braces. I do not wear braces. I've never worn braces. So I'm like,
So they're like freckles, flower freckles.
Well, according to
do you
TikTok,
think?
it certainly is.
Oh,
People have been
2
going
people of you.
wild for these brushes over on the Clock app. And you know, nothing's ever gone wrong listening to TikTok, right?
This was an utter disaster. I don't understand. Like, I looked up videos, pressed this so hard into my teeth that I'm surprised I'm not bleeding intensely.
I don't feel very dental to injure
Pardon
my
me.
teeth. So,
Baked beans.
ooh, don't like it.
I don't think this floss did a very good job cleaning my teeth. It didn't actually get in between my teeth, it just kind of softly scrubbed along the surface of it.
I can't use it. My teeth are far too close together.
TikTok. Why? Why must you always betray me? Dearest, this one was...
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was gonna scrape the eyeball off
Mom,
first.
Dad, let me give you a ride home.
Is this yours?
So, of course, my agent doesn't tell me that I'm going to be working with a bird that day. And when I get to set, the Wrangler's yelling at me, like, don't make eye contact.
Why did we pay for dinner?
This one was such a failure that we were unable to complete day 2 because we were so worried it would leave us with permanent dental damage. So this one is getting 0s across the board, and it's going straight to the bottom of the leaderboard. This option is not going to get the 10th dentist seal of approval. In fact, it's getting a warning. Unless you have braces and your actual dentist tells you to use these, stay away. Instead, you should try out our final floss contender. Theorists, we have finally come to the one that I thought would take the crown since the beginning of the episode.
I am using my trusty water pick. This is the one that I normally use, and I like it a lot.
While it may seem like the floss of the future, the water pick has actually been around since 1962. This thing is basically the power wash of the dental world. And we all know that the power wash is OP.
I will remain skeptical. I don't think it'll be useless, but I think it's going to be very superficial.
Oh, really? Well, let's find out if my pick can dethrone Santi's pick. It's time for a theorist pick-off. Let me tell you, Santi was not prepared for what was about to hit his mouth. And everywhere else.
Am I supposed to, like, close my mouth? Because that just went everywhere. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow.
Okay, sure, it's a little messy, but did it clean?
Compared to the other flosses so far, this has been the messiest, but it has been the most effective to use.
This still did better than most of the floss by itself.
I definitely feel like I could have done better, but it definitely got in there way more than I thought it would.
Huzzah! I can taste that sweet minty victory now. Moving on to day 2, I was ready to claim my pick prize.
This is still my favorite of the lot, and it's the one that I like and feel the most clean when I use.
But the real test here was, could I convince anyone else to join my side of the battle?
I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. Again, I definitely feel like I clean my teeth better than any of the other flosses I've used so far. I would switch my normal flosser.
Yes, 1 down. Now, can I convince Santi, the one who has been doubting the power of the pick since day 1?
I'm gonna go with a 10 here. I really like it, actually. It's so easy to use. It's quick as well. It feels quicker than flossing every other type of floss. I think 100% I will be switching from my old floss to this.
Yes, baby! In the battle of the picks, I am victorious. But there was one person who could not be swayed.
Yeah, it's a little better today, but honestly, like, the floss picks did the best. Don't know what to say. That they just did. 7 at the end of the day.
And dearest, I have to admit, he wasn't completely wrong.
I can say pretty definitively, even with my love of the water pick, feels like a multi-step method. We try to simplify these methods into a one-step process and continuously seem to find out that we're meant to do more and that our bodies need a heck of a ton of maintenance. You need a floss and a water pick to get the deepest clean you can possibly get at home and not going to the dentist. Stand by it. I sincerely believe it. And I'm hoping that the VO agrees with me.
It's true. For all the power that the water
Don't
pick had,
have
it
2
wasn't
orange
fully
ones.
able to get into the tight areas between our teeth as
That's okay.
effectively as
I don't have any
dental
yellows
pick.
either.
Yet the water pick was able to get those hard to reach areas like the back of your mouth and around your wisdom teeth and molars way
Anybody
better
there?
than the dental
Not really.
pick. So coming in at an average score of 8.75, the water pick does take the #1 spot, but only by 1 point. And it's an important point. The water pick is a great everyday option, but to get the best clean, you'll need to bring in a support floss, aka our #2, the dental pick. By combining these 2 options, you are guaranteed to leave your teeth feeling shiny and squeaky clean. And that has the 10th dentist seal of approval. But hey, that's just a theory. A style
These
theory.
lavender
Keep
hearts.
flossing smart. Don't stop now. Find out what toothbrush works best to complete your hygiene routine.
Lavenders.
And I'll see you
Where did I
next
put
Saturday
lavender?
morning.
No. Do I have a space for little blue hearts?
Are Crocs humanity's greatest achievement or one big scam? Today we're pitting a Croc truther against someone who's never worn them before in their life to see if the shoe can live up to all the pros or if they've been a con all along.
Oh, Jesus. I wanted to know if to see what I'm doing. That's my head. Sorry.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Style Theory, the show that's truly the cream of the crop. Or should I say, the croc. Talk about a comeback. For something that was once a fashion faux pas, Crocs have suddenly found themselves at the top of the food chain thanks to the pandemic. Crocs were marketed as the comfortable option for your quarantine fit, and they just never went away. In fact, Crocs have only gained more fans since the end of lockdown. And I don't get the hype. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a hater. I want to love Crocs. A shoe that can be comfortable and good for my feet, one that's customizable to fit any outfit, and it has a sports mode that makes it a great sneaker alternative. It sounds too good to be true, and it just might be. But as a woman of science, I am ready to let the Crocs prove me wrong, or prove me right. To keep things fair, I'm going to invite the biggest Croc enthusiast I know to test them with me. To truly get the Crocs experience, I need to have a little bit of help, because I don't just have one pair of Crocs, I have 2. Look at these lovely things. They're Pringles branded because I thought that was fun, and I am a sucker for any Instagram ad ever. That being said, they are also our channel colors. Yes, I know that this is orange, but it's toasted food theory. It's summertime. He's a little toasty, but we're actually missing one channel in this lineup. Ask GT Live. Hello, friend. Hello. Whoa! Look at these beauties. Oh my god.
I got you some brand new Crocs just for this episode.
Thank you. I love the Pringles man on here. Do you know the Pringles man's name?
No. Does he have a
That's
name?
done,
I
that's
don't know,
done.
but he looks so happy and honestly kind of cute on this Croc.
He does in fact have a name, Julius Pringles. Why haven't we had a food theory on this guy yet? Santi, get on it. Just look at him. He's not
Not
just
really,
a
because then it
mascot
shows
of
how
hashtag
off-center it
mustache
is.
goals. I
So
bet
maybe
he's
some flowers around him.
lore. Speaking of lore drops,
What are these called?
Oh, the gibbets.
Gibbets.
Yes. I'm always tempted to say giblets, but I believe that's a piece of meat.
It is a piece of meat, but I
Giblets.
also think a gibbet is like a medieval torture device.
Ooh.
I'm gonna recommend you don't look that up. It's a rough one, chat. And we are here on a mission to prove whether or not Crocs are the shoes that they claim to be. It's a mission very close to Ash's heart.
Ooh, I've been in Croc Nation probably for about...
Croc Nation.
Croc Nation.
What is Croc Nation?
It is where I live.
I want a pink.
It's my address. But yes, I wear Crocs every single day, much to the office's chagrin, actually. They get quite squeaky and they leave marks on the floor sometimes.
Ash.
Amy.
Is the fact that the office doesn't like you wearing Crocs a good way to sell Crocs?
I have a feeling that by the end of this episode, I'm actually going to make you a resident of this nation.
I'm going to join Croc Nation by the end of this episode.
Absolutely.
Listen, those are big words, Ash.
I know, but I'm a big person and I say big things.
It's true.
And this was a big moment. It was time for me to step into Crocs for the first time in my life.
Are you ready?
I feel it in my soul.
Okay.
I'm ready to feel it in the soles of my feet.
Perfect. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Step on in. How do you feel?
Stabby
Yeah?
and flat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to a little bit more give in my shoe and not feeling like there's already a bunch of tiny rocks. I appreciate the rooming. My toes feel like they have like space to play around, but I do feel a little bit, I'm so sorry to say, underwhelmed.
You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half. And now.
Okay.
You smell amazing. Huge fan.
Oh, thanks, but I clean things too, you know.
Me too.
No, you don't.
Don't you have a sink to clean?
I cleaned it.
Oh, we're doomed.
The only one you need.
Well, that was a dumb thing to do. Do I have anything yellow? What?
Okay. She doesn't
Okay.
mean that.
Oh, but I did. When you look at what people love about Crocs, more than anything else, it's the comfort. Crocs have marketed themselves as the comfortable everyday shoe, perfect for long days on your feet. Yet here I was feeling everything but comfortable. It was like 100 tiny little rubber nails stabbing into
What the
my
fuck are you wearing? It's got nails in it, girl!
My arches were feeling unsupported.
So these are brand new Crocs, Croc Pringles. But I
Yes.
want you to also
I've never heard anybody say
What you're saying
Crocs
is I could try on your
sound feel like
Croc.
nails.
pop in my Croc.
We'll do 1 foot, 1 foot, so I really can understand the difference between a brand new Croc and an older.
Yeah, absolutely.
A well-loved Croc,
Absolutely.
if one would.
Fun fact, Ash and I, we have the same shoe size. It made shopping for this episode super easy. It also meant that I could walk a mile in Ash's Crocs, or at least try them on and get an accurate assessment.
Oh, that's very different.
Yeah.
I am sinking into this Croc. Where this Croc is flat, this one has a landscape, if you will. It goes up, it goes down, and are you a heel walker, Ash?
I tend to evenly balance it between the ball and the heel.
Because I'm like, the heel of this one is telling me a different story. I might actually say, like, check out your foot doctor.
Turns out that foot doctors are not singing the praises of the Croc. According to some experts, Crocs may be good for the short term, but long term, it could put your foot health at risk because of that loose, comfortable fit that people love. As this article from ArtNap Surrey says, the main reason that you should not wear Crocs every day is that these shoes do not secure the heel. When the heel is unstable, the toes can
Sorry.
grip, which
can cause tendinitis. I was definitely feeling that instability. These were some roomy little guys, despite being my exact shoe size. Look at all of that extra room on the sides. Yet Ash, my shoe size twin, didn't have that issue. It seemed to be because our feet were different shapes. But would that really make a difference in our overall experiment? We'll check in at the end of the episode to see how our feet are feeling after a day in these Julius Kringles. Get it? Croc, Pringles, Kringles. Anyway, there was one key feature that could solve the stability problem. Sport mode. So, we are here at the baseball field to do our test of sport mode. To do that, we are going to run from our home base to our first base, pivoting at the end and coming back to see how secure we feel and timing each test. We are going to be testing a sneaker, a leisure mode, and a sport mode, starting with our sneaker test. Sneakers are locked in. The run would test how sure-footed we felt in each shoe option.
Never run in a Croc. There's no.
That heel support to the test.
All
If
you
the
need
shoe
to
can't
do is
support,
come
you
across a
must abort
tack
or
or
risk
staple
a
on
ankle.
this.
I'm actually thinking that the sneaker's going to win because I feel more secure already being able to lace these shoes up as tight as I possibly can. But, Ash, what do you think's going to win?
Oh, sports mode. 100% of the way. Nothing locks you in like a good strap, you know?
Nope.
I would argue heel strap on the foot when you're running.
Sport mode is Crocs' answer to being an active footwear option. Sure, you can lounge
I thought that was
around
just sarcasm. It's not actually a thing.
Also strap in and go the distance as good as any sneaker, which happened to be our starting shoe.
Alright, fuck it. We'll just do two of those. Stop being so fussy.
13.4 seconds, with an average of 5.1 seconds from base to base. The rest of their time was spent pivoting. For my first run, I got 13.25 seconds, with an average of 4.9 seconds. Sure, we weren't going to qualify for the U.S.
Not
Olympic
everybody
track team,
needs
but now we had a good baseline to test just
something,
how fast our Julius Kringles were going to take us. Our first Croc run was in leisure mode, with absolutely no mustache strap support to be found. You can probably guess that it did not go well.
Oh, I don't like this at all.
Nope, I don't want that. This one doesn't need anything. That one doesn't need anything.
My leisure mode was a ghastly 14.11 seconds, while Ash gained over 4 full seconds, coming in at 17.
No, this one doesn't need anything either.
Running with no
Blue doesn't
support on
need
my heel.
anything, orange doesn't need anything, and you don't need anything.
In a way that I do
Alright.
not find quite pleasant. There's no back support, right?
What you really need in running is back support. True facts.
And that's
Enter
all
our
I'm
sport
yeah.
mode, complete with mustache support straps and a dream to conquer the world, or at least the baseball field.
You ready, Ash? Let's do it. Prove to me how much the sport mode is worth. The power of the Croc fuels me.
The power of the Crocs is within.
Let me get my timer up and ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Ash took off at a speed that said they had something to prove. And prove they did. They came in at a record-setting 12.9 seconds.
12.9 seconds. 12.9! 12.9. Your best time yet. Yes!
Unfortunately, the victory was short-lived. While I made good on my run time, coming in at 13.3 seconds, it was slower than my sneaker run. The biggest factor in all of our times, though, was the pivot. Looking back at all the data and footage, both of us clearly struggled to feel secure enough to make that quick turn while in leisure mode. However, while in sport mode, that little strap gave Ash and I just enough support to hit a time as good, if not better, than our sneaker test. And the thing that I suspect gave Ash the edge over me on our sport mode run, the fit. Take a look at this kick test. Ash and I tried to launch our shoes off our feet to see how well they fit us. Ash's Crocs stays put no matter how hard they kick, while mine flies off at the first chance it gets. I can lace up a sneaker as tight as I need, but a Croc only has one fit. Despite me ordering the correct shoe size, the gaps in my Croc fit left me feeling unstable. Luckily, there was something lingering nearby to help soothe our souls and our stomachs. Ice cream time! After that well-needed cool down from the hot North Carolina summer, we dropped Sam.
Hello. In the basement, painting faces. The cat. Do you want to make them out tomorrow? Alright. I'll do it again. Yep.
Okay?
All right, I'll be there as soon as I can.
We can pick up your car later.
Yep.
All right, talk to you later then.
I was going to ask you something important and intelligent, and I don't remember what it was.
Well, when you think of it, just send me a text.
Will do. All right.
All right, night, love you.
Night, love you too. All right, where's the black? I'm getting this show on the road. Done with this shit. Purple. Just need the black. There's black paint. Here. Needs more paint, but I'm pretty much done with this. I'm going to drop face on it. Oh, one. Okay. What's that? Not the ones I'm looking for. I need to get a lining brush again. Brush. Let's give this one a try. 9 watching, 3 watching. Yeah, that sounds about more. Okay. Accurate.
Back at Theorist HQ and headed to our next destination, the gym. In recent years, Crocs have become a go-to gym shoe.
Get some Crocs. You might be thinking Vans, Converse, Nike Blazers. No, you're all wrong. Crocs are the best gym shoes.
I was ready to find out, though the pressure of whether or not I was going to join Croc Nation by the end of this episode was clearly getting to me.
I do nothing if not bring iconic fashion everywhere I go.
So very true.
Oh. This is actually my first time going up Crocs and stairs, so we will document this moment.
If you didn't catch that flub, I dare you to watch it again until you do, and then get in the comments to see if you were first. Ash and I started by trying out the machine selection. Yay! More cardio, because we didn't get enough of that in round 1. Ash tackled the Stairmaster while I strapped into the stationary bike, and immediately there was a problem.
The only danger here are the actual giblets?
Yeah.
What are they called?
Gibbets.
My gibbets keep getting stuck in the strap.
Danger wasn't going to stop our test. We moved on to the ellipticals, where once again, the only problem was the gibbets. They got caught in the foot cover of my machine, whereas Ash's open-toe machine had no issue. While Crocs as a gym shoe was still up for debate, I was certain of one thing. Gibbets have no place in the gym. Period. Moving on to my personal favorite machine, the leg press, we found it to be a huge success. The flat foot of the Croc made it easy to get a solid footing, at least until we got to the free weights. While Ash had a powerful foundation, I was a wobbly mess. And it all came back to that extra room in my Crocs.
The problem is out. Here's the problem. Here's my foot. My foot wants to either go this way or sideways. And so it's not laying flat on the Croc. Where in a sneaker, that's helped my foot. And not a looser fitting Croc, I wouldn't feel like I'm like about to tip over one way or the other. It's really interesting. It feels like I actually have very good distribution in my foot. When I'm going up and down, I feel very well supported. It might just be because of like the shape on here. So maybe the Crocs would be better for you because you have that like easy footing. Where my little like long eagle foot is just going like this.
I was starting to feel like I was being exiled from Croc Nation by Julius Kringles himself, all because of my foot shape. I felt defeated. Crocs brought Ash so much joy, and I wanted to feel that too. I wanted to love them, but they didn't love me. For a shoe that's meant to be so customizable, that felt like the biggest letdown of the journey so far. But just as it felt like the doors of Croc Nation were closing on me forever, there was a light in the distance. One that we had yet to test. Something that could change the fate of not just my Croc journey, but all of Croc Nation. Crocs are in hot water, literally. The company is currently facing a class action lawsuit after allegedly failing to properly warn customers that their Crocs can shrink when exposed to heat. Many people claim that their Crocs were ruined after being left out in the sun or in a hot car. And when you add water into
this
the
was
mix,
supposed to be
that
another
effect
sad one.
gets worse. Just one small problem. Crocs claim to be a water-friendly shoe. So even though it looked like Croc Nation had turned its back on me for Ash, who believed in the power of the Croc, I wasn't going to turn my back on Croc Nation just yet. Today, I was going to see if I could save Crocs from a lawsuit, or finally prove that they really were all hype to begin with. What's new at McDonald's? Lower prices on your faves. Like the McChicken, Filet-O-Fish, 6-piece chicken McNuggets, and Big Mac meals. Meals starting at $9.99 with medium fries and a medium fountain drink. Get your faves for less.
To begin with, I grabbed my blue Julius and brought him out into the hot North Carolina sun for a dip in the pool. Then I left him to sunbathe for the next hour. However, the weather was not on our side. The sun was not sunning, but I had a backup that could easily replicate the hottest summer day or your stuffiest car. A dryer. I mean, if it can cook a steak, it can surely shrink a crock, right? I popped it in and set it for a quick dry cycle.
Press? Pull? How say yes? Oh.
After waiting and waiting and waiting, it was finally time for a victory dance. Like Cinderella with her slipper, we were about to experience a fairy tale moment of croc proportions.
All right. Oh, wait. It is actually smaller. It is actually smaller. It is. Oh my gosh. I know it's hard to see. Okay? But there is actually so much less room in this Croc.
It was like putting on a whole new shoe that suddenly fit me perfectly.
I can feel it hugging my foot. My mind is blown. I am once again shocked by the things that we find on this channel.
Crocs are made from a material called Crosslite, which is a polyethylene vinyl acetate, also known as a PEVA or an EVA. If you happen to be a cosplayer, the name EVA probably sounds very familiar. EVA foam is a common crafting material used to make cosplay armor and weapons. It's popular due to how easy it is to mold and shape when introduced to heat, just like our Croc in a dryer. The air inside the EVA expands, making it soft and malleable. When it cools, that foam shrinks and hardens as the air constricts.
So we're gonna let it cool down, and then we're gonna show Ash that this might have just changed the game.
After letting the Crocs cool, Ash and I sat back on the couch where everything started.
Ash, Amy, I have invited you here to the set of the GT Live, your home turf. Yes. To tell you something really, really, really important.
Woo!
Okay.
This one.
I am part of Croc Nation.
You're in Croc Nation?
I am in Croc Nation. Look at this. I was able to custom mold this to my foot.
That is wild. Look at that.
Look at that difference. This is a whole new ball game.
Whoa.
Suddenly, I am supported. Suddenly, I have security. Suddenly, this is the perfect fit of a shoe.
Whoa.
It is at least a half size smaller, which
Wow.
Do Crocs have half sizes?
I don't believe Crocs come in half sizes. I checked. They don't.
But maybe this is the way to make those happen. You make the half size.
Our blue Julius Kringles shrunk almost a full inch in size, and those gaps at the sides of my feet that had plagued me this entire episode were gone.
This has changed everything for me in this episode, because the entire time I just felt like I was about to fly out of the shoe like it did on the baseball field. I felt insecure. And now I get it.
I'll admit it. This one little trick completely changed my opinions on Crocs. Instead of wearing my Crocs day in and day out with just the hope that it would eventually mold to fit my foot, I was able to hack the system and get a custom fitted shoe in just 30 minutes. I wasn't the only one having a moment of revelation. Even Croc expert Ash was coming out of this journey with a new understanding of their favorite shoe.
How does it feel on your foot to wear a new Croc?
You know, I actually...
Okay,
I forgot
what needs more work? You need to dry, which isn't really work, but takes time. You're completely done. You don't have a mouth.
Like when I was at the gym earlier, it was really helpful for staying stable. Not being at the gym though, or running, it's very stiff on the ball and the heel of my foot.
At the end of the day, that really was the big takeaway. While Crocs can mold to fit your foot and be a great everyday shoe in the long run, when you first get them, they can be rough to wear even for the biggest Croc lover. And you know what? That sounds an awful lot like another famous footwear brand. You've probably heard of Doc Martens, even if you've never worn them before. They notoriously have a reputation for being stiff and uncomfortable to wear when you first try them on. Trust me, I've dealt with it myself.
That one's
It is
finished.
no
That
joke.
one's finished.
It's such a well-known
This one's finished. They just need to be sprayed.
actually created how-to guides and products to help customers break in their new boots. To them, it's not a flaw, it's a feature. Docs know that no matter what they do, their shoes are going to be tough on customers when they first get them. And they're trying to help. Honestly,
I guess technically everything is done.
Instead of running from the truth and opening themselves up to lawsuits, all Crocs needs to do is embrace their shrinking shoe as a selling feature. A perfect size Croc can compete with a sneaker in terms of performance, flexibility, and foot support. We've proven it. So Crocs, take a piece of advice from your local Beagle foot girly. You can't claim to be the king of customizable shoes when you're failing to help your customers customize their fit for their unique foot shape. And if that means encouraging a little tumble in the dryer, so be it. Embrace the shrinkage. And who knows, maybe then you won't find yourself being sued. But hey, that's just a theory. A style theory. Keep looking sharp. And if you want to learn more about how to support your feet, then slip right into the video on screen now to watch us debunk the reality of Barbie's iconic pink heel.
Does this need more orange? I think it's fine, actually. We'll give that a spray, and if it needs, I'll put more on top.
When one wants to douse a fellow employee in the face with a large bucket of water, it's a full body motion, right?
Yes.
You get your whole thing into it, right?
I love a learning experience.
The other side that you want to do too is to make sure that they don't see it. You don't see it coming.
There we go. That one over there I don't room for. Ugh.
Hello Internet, welcome to Style Theory, the only channel ready to dive into the deep end. It's summertime and that means one thing, water, water, and more water. How can we stay cute and get the most out of our summer? Waterproof makeup, or at least that's the idea. However, I've always wondered if that's actually true. To find out, I'm about to do something that no other person has ever attempted, completing the water gauntlet. Wait, you have never heard of the water gauntlet? Let me give you the TLDR version. A water gauntlet consists of 6 rounds of in-your-face water tests. Well, in my face. Yeah, I am volunteering to get drenched 6 times in order to find out just how waterproof makeup actually is. We will be testing 3 different types of water: fresh water, salt water, and chlorinated water. That'll cover all of your major swimming spots, lakes, oceans, the pool. You get all of it's leading up to the ultimate test of staying powered. King of summer water activities, the water slide. If our makeup can survive this mountain of high-intensity water action, it should be able to survive anything. When it comes to makeup, we are going to be doing half of my face in regular non-waterproof makeup to be our control, and the other half in all of our waterproof products. Our full face will consist of foundation, concealer, mascara, eyeliner, eyebrow pencil, and lipstick. To keep things consistent, I will be using the same brands for both our waterproof and non-waterproof options, meaning if we use e.l.f. waterproof mascara, we will also be using e.l.f. non-waterproof mascara. We will also be doing a white towel test at the end of each section. This will let us see if the water loosens up the makeup's grip, age-old classics. Welcome to test 1, which is our water guns. However, I can't shoot water guns at myself, so I invited my squad. Let me give you a quick intro to our Team Theorist water gunners. On Team 1, you had ringleader Ash and our Master of Analytics, Josiah. Picking up Team 2, we had Queen of HR, Rachel, and our social media mastermind, Kai. And clearly they were happy to be there. They're a little bit eager. We're gonna shoot some water guns. This is terrifying. As they all got into fighting position, I was starting to regret the choices that had led me to this moment.
Good luck.
But I knew it was for the greater good. I got into my ready stance, eyes closed for maximum makeup exposure, and ears plugged because, not gonna lie, I was a little doubtful about how well our team's aim was going to be, and I wasn't looking to get an earful of water today. Listen, we're gonna be going in and out of water all day, and I need to draw a line somewhere. 3, 2, 1, go!
Okay. Did I just add the 6?
Good job, team. That was right on the money. Good job. You guys did so well. They
certainly did. But what about our makeup? Immediately, it was easy to see that our control
You smell amazing. Huge fan.
Oh, thanks, but I clean things too, you know.
Me too. No, you don't. Don't you have a sink to clean?
I cleaned it.
Oh, we're doomed.
The only one you need.
I've never seen your ways, seen our face.
I had green, didn't I? Did I? Where's that container I had?
control non-waterproof side
Yeah,
was
that's what I
in
thought.
fact not waterproof. Surprise! The mascara alone was making me look more like Amy Lee from Evanescence than Amy Marie by the same name. But why was it happening? Taking a look at the ingredients, I was shocked to learn that the difference was actually very small. Across the board, when we look at the ingredient lists side by side, they are very similar. To make something waterproof, you need to add a mix of these 4 ingredients: waxes, silicones, silicates, and hydrocarbons. While that may sound complicated, they all pretty much do the same job, which is to help form a barrier or film to protect your makeup from letting the water in to mix with the rest of the
Where'd it
ingredients.
go?
Except for hydrocarbons, which do double duty here, and also act as a replacement for one big ingredient in our non-waterproof makeup: water. Yeah, the enemy of our perfectly painted face is in our makeup. This is the big difference in our mascara ingredients, and why our control side with the non-waterproof makeup is now sliding down my face and transferring onto our towel rather than staying in place. This is our result. I just like to call this art. So what I can clearly see, there is a lot more foundation coming off on the waterproof side, but the brows, the eyeliner, the mascara is staying in place. However, on the other side, that lipstick is coming off. The mascara coming off. Fascinating. Once we used the towel, our waterproof foundation and concealer couldn't hold up. As for our control side, well, it's performing as expected. Welcome to test 2, where this is our weather test. So this is our large-scale freshwater. We are testing to see if there's a rainstorm, a hurricane, a water spout. Well, Hurricane Matthew Patrick just rolled in. I think that the weather forecast was a little bit of a lie to me today. Trust Mr. Matt Pat to return with a splash. So I do admire the bucket technique. A lot of arch, speed, all aimed at my face. I'll admit his aim was great, but the true star of this moment, this hair, truly a style icon. How bad's the drip?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
I don't know, I think I look beautiful. Taking a closer look, it appeared that Hurricane Matte Pat did cause some significant damage. There's a little bit of smudging in the lipstick, different than the rest. And I'm also starting to see my skin a
Lily
lot
pads.
more in the actual foundation. The eyebrows are also dripping on that side. On this side, I'm not seeing my skin at all yet, which is
Thanks,
honestly
Alexandra.
quite
How are you
surprised.
tonight?
Like, the waterproof side is holding up so much better than I expected it to.Moving on to the towel test for this round, the results were consistent with our water gun. The control side had significantly more transfer, but we were still seeing a large amount of our waterproof foundation
Actually, no.
concealer
I'm gonna leave
transferring
that for
onto
now.
our towel. Gotta say, Urban Decay is living up to its name and
Okay.
falling my face as fast as skin falls off a zombie. And it all comes back to those ingredients and the water that's in our makeup. Both our control and waterproof versions of the foundations and concealers had water as their top ingredient. Curious. The main waterproofing factor in these items are those silicones and silicates that we talked about earlier. Specifically, dimethicone, which shows up in almost all of our products, and, oh boy, trimethylsiloxylicate. Say that 5 times fast. The rest of our waterproof side was still locked in place. Honestly, I was ready to call it now. The results seemed pretty final of a mega mountain water slide looming in the distance like a damp Mount Doom. We were about to test our salt water in a moment that was about
I'd
to
mix up
challenge
another
me
batch of
as
these,
a
but
theorist and
in
a
some
person
brighter
in
colors.
a way nothing ever has. This might be the hardest thing I've ever done for Theorist. I'm about to go into this theater and cry. We are watching Marley and Me, and I'm already.
So, what do I do with the little faces?
For you, we're gonna see if tears will actually make my makeup run. It is the #1 reason people wear.
That's how I make
waterproof
monster
makeup.
faces.
You can thank Jenna Marbles for that. For video, revolutionized. Let's go, Kat.
Of course we had to test tears. Crying with mascara running down your face is iconic. As I sat there trying to prepare myself for what was going to be the worst hour and 55 minutes of my life, I quickly realized I was weak.
Oh, I have 2 of these.
No.
Barely a minute into this movie and I was ready to call it quits. Listen, I am a frequent visitor to doesthedogdie.com. It breaks me. Yet I didn't want to fail this experiment. I didn't want to fail you. We needed this test. So I made a choice and fast forwarded to the infamous ending. I was going to do it. I was going to cry real tears for this experiment, even if it meant watching a silent film version of the Marley and Me finale. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. For some reason, we just could not get the dialogue to work here, and I was left with just the music and the sad dog visuals, and it worked.
This movie's so sad. Why is this movie so sad? Even without words. This movie.
What about dogs? Why
The
are so many
tears,
dogs?
they were falling. Oh boy, were they falling. But someone would not let me leave.
Do I have to see the dog die? Ash, do we have to watch the dog die? I think you need to cry a little bit more. I'm sorry. You're sorry, but you're laughing.
Let me just say, I put this makeup through the ringer, chat. But it left me with a bigger question than whether or not there was mascara running down my face.
This is so sad. What makes people want to watch a movie that's about the dog dying? Stop your stupid face, Owen Wilson.
I've overcome a lot of my greatest fears for this channel, but I can honestly say that watching Marley and Me was not on my Fears 2024 bingo card.
Hey, Ash. Hi. How do I look? I think you look great. Thanks. I feel like I'm like glowing. I'm glistening. I'm actually kind of shocked. Waterproof, you can see a little bit, of the tears coming down. The non-waterproof, it is just pure lineage. Oh God. Okay, let's go out into the actual light and see how we did. It looks like our waterproof makeup can stand up to tears, but the non-waterproof side fell victim to Marley and Me. Listen, it was a really sad movie, okay? And if you think that we use artificial tears, here's what I'll tell you. There's an unopened, there is an unopened bottle of artificial tears because if I couldn't cry, this was the other solution. But guess what? I don't need this solution. These tears were real, and I can tell you for a fact that our non-waterproof makeup can't stand up to real, factual tears.
With our white towel test, we didn't see a ton of transfer like with the fresh water. It was almost as if the sticky, salty tears had formed its own barrier on my skin, protecting the
Why are
remaining
you so
makeup from
thin?
the towel. But even
There's
though
no
both
hole in
foundations
you. There's
were
just no
locked in
dog.
tight, it couldn't hide how red my nose gets when I cry.
It's an empty beanie baby. Maybe you would have been worse since I had it before I cut you up.
If you'd like to cheer me up, you can do that by hitting that subscribe button and becoming an official style theorist. It would really help cleanse the bad energy left from that movie. In fact, I think we could all use a little bit of rest and relaxation right now. So let's head over to one of the best places to go and relax in the summer
I kind of feel like I want to make it 2 head of one of these. So these are going back in the box for now.
Apparently driving an hour and a half away was a little too far to go for this episode. Instead, we set up our own beach right here on the deck of a pool. Our Theorist Ocean was made up of a strange little ingredient that you can find in your local pet store. This is actually made from fish water, stuff that you put into a tank to help keep seawater fish alive. As the package tells us, fish water contains every major and minor trace element, delicate marine fish, and invertebrates.
Sure.
Listen, I
We can
love
butcher a
animals,
beaver.
but I've never had fish. They scare me. Our head editor has fish, and I've heard horror stories about them eating each other, so I really can't live that life, but I'll pretend to
Oh, we might be getting a kitten.
just for you. Let's get swimming. Ah, the ocean. Refreshing. It's very cold. We decided that we were gonna like pre-dirty the water. Thank you, Justin. I can only count on you to be, looking out for me. Not only was this water full of sea salt and fish nutrients, we went the extra mile to add debris and dirt to give it that true beach experience. Speaking of the authentic beach experience, since our pool was too shallow for a dive and dipping our face in wouldn't give us that true elemental experience, Ash came up with a second plan. Not the bucket again. Ash!
so surprised. Ash, what are we doing next?
All right, so we're gonna douse you in some more water.
Okay. You got the non-waterproof side.
Okay, cool.
We are testing this side.
Right?
We were having a few technical difficulties with this test. Luckily, someone behind the camera with experience and proper bucket technique was ready and willing to help.
Ash, we gotta practice your dousing skills. When one wants to douse a fellow employee in the face with a large bucket of water, you wanna direct it. It's a full body motion, right?
Yes.
You get your whole thing into it, right?
I love a learning experience.
The other side that you wanna do too is make sure that they don't see it. They don't see it coming. You get that authentic reaction.
Right, that was swift.
I very much love the technique.
So you think you're all prepared to do this?
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Okay.
We clearly have not succeeded yet.
This is a learning experience for me. This is a channel where you learn a lot of things. And if you're me, it's how to do this. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
Me on it!
Clearly, I have failed as a teacher. There's no one here to blame but myself in this moment.
Ash, now that you're here with me.
Yeah, man.
How's the makeup?
Actually it's holding up pretty well.
Apparently, our non-waterproof makeup held up better in salt water. That's actually very surprising.
It was actually shocking. At first, I thought it was just the head injury from being hit with a bucket full of water making me see things, but no. This was the first time all day that our mascara has stayed in place. Comparing this result to the fresh water and even the tears, the difference was clear. Even the rest of the makeup stayed put better. What was going on? It had to be something about the change in the chemicals of the water. But was it just the salt, or was there something bigger at play here? I think I may have the answer, but to know for sure, we need to complete our water gauntlet and see if the chlorinated water results match the fresh or the salt water. Right after I rinse all this salt out of my eyes.
It stings a little bit.
I feel awful.
It was awful. But hey, you can look really cute in a hat even while your eyes are stinging red if you get something from lumenofficial.com.
You know, we need to put swim shorts on our Lumen item wish list because I could have used a pair for this episode. I really didn't think working at Theorist would mean constantly getting dunked in water while fully dressed multiple times. These shorts have been in multiple showers, multiple tubs, and now the ocean and the pool. Say, Livy, let's go get dunked. And get dunked I did. Look at that form. She's beauty. She's grace. She's Miss Makeup all over her face. Except not. So fun fact, the chlorine, while not holding
I need
up
to
as
order
well
another
as
wig.
our saltwater test, is not
Anybody
that
watch
bad. It wasn't. Comparing our before and
what's it
after, there was
called?
only a little bit of smudging to be
Here he
seen.
is.
This
Some
is
Cyclopsy
weird.
monkey.
We are seeing
Full Metal
that the
Alchemist
chemical
Brotherhood.
elements of water are making a difference
I need to make another,
to how
Nina.
much of our makeup is coming off. It's important to note, looking at these results, that Matt and Stephanie's pool is a saltwater pool, which means not only does it have the same amount of chlorine as a normal swimming pool, but it has some salt water mixed in as well, though not the minerals and other stuff that were in our fish water. I have been dunked in no less than 3 types of water 5 times today, and the only ones that made those My Chemical Romance tears down my face were freshwater. When we started this episode, I thought we were going to prove or bust the science of waterproof makeup, but instead we've uncovered a bigger, crazier question that none of us could have seen coming. Can our regular, everyday makeup become
Thanks for the thumbs up before you guys head out. Always
It
appreciated.
sounds like I'm talking crazy, except I think that we're on to something here. To know for sure, to know if we just uncovered the next huge makeup hack to end all makeup hacks, we need to conquer the final round of our water gauntlet, the water slide.
Go on a slide.
This towering powerhouse of water pumping action won't just put the waterproof side to the ultimate wear test, it will give us the final piece of our makeup puzzle. Everything was on the line.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about water slides?
A million.
A million?
I love water parks. I spent my entire childhood going to Blizzard Beach in Florida, and it was non-stop water rides. Until I was like 12, that was my favorite thing to do every single summer. I am so excited. You actually have no idea.
As I climbed to the top of this water behemoth, I was replaying everything we'd been through to get to this point. All the ruined makeup, the water thrown in my face, friends who threw that water in my face. And I realized that science is really silly. With that, there was only one thing left to say. Cowabunga, dude. That final splash meant it was
Kind of
time
looks like
to
an
see if
irritated
the
beaver.
makeup
I
was
like
going
that.
to give us the answers that we needed.
I don't know how the makeup's going. I'll have to rely on Ash right now to tell me. Is it holding up, Ash? Yeah, actually really well. We might have to go down one more time because we are thorough here at Theorist. That's the only reason. The only reason.
After one more slide for the road, it was time to take a look at the water slide makeup results against our pool, ocean, and initial freshwater. Seeing them all together, there was a clear pattern. At the bottom of our scale, you have the freshwater. Above that, you have the chlorine from
These
our
are my
water
cookie
slide.
face
In second
monsters.
place,
They
you
make
have
their
the
faces
chlorine and
the
salt
cookie
water
getters.
from Matt and Stephanie's pool.
Not
And in
big, but
first
always
place,
fun.
you have our
You just want a
ocean
little monster
fish
for
water.
yourself.
Now, if you're looking at this and think it's a scale of messiest makeup to cleanest makeup, you'd be wrong. This is actually a scale of how much stuff is in our water. Fresh has the least and fish water had the most. And this was the answer we had been looking for. It all comes down to a thing called osmotic pressure. Water only has so much space available for other stuff to be dissolved into it before it can absorb anymore. When you add things like, say, chlorine or salt, that empty space starts to fill up. However, water always wants to be as pure water as it can. So when your salt or chlorine water is introduced to more pure water or fresh water, it tries to absorb it back into itself. Think about how dry your skin feels getting out of a pool or an ocean. This is osmotic pressure at work. The water is being drawn out of your skin and into the stuff-filled water that you are swimming in. This same effect can be seen in the results of our non-waterproof makeup. Remember how earlier in the episode we talked about how the top ingredient in most of our non-waterproof makeup was in fact water? That is the key to the strange results we've been seeing this whole episode. Take a look again at our scale and you can clearly see the correlation. When our non-waterproof makeup was submerged into fresh water, there was space for the makeup to dissolve. On the other hand, when we did the same thing in our fish water, there wasn't. Our fish water was full of salts, minerals, and dozens of other things to make it habitable for fishes. It had so much stuff in it that once we introduced our makeup into the equation, the water was already too full to dissolve it. There was simply no space for it to go. And that's not all. Since the fish water was so full, when it met the water in our makeup, the fish water tried to absorb the makeup water into itself, drying out the makeup and leaving behind only the most waterproof ingredients. This process caused our normal everyday makeup to create a semi-waterproof film of its own, just like our waterproof makeup does naturally. Yes, the water ended up making our non-waterproof makeup waterproof through osmotic pressure. Now, I'm not saying that this is a foolproof plan. Clearly, there was some transfer. Still, if you do end up wearing your non-waterproof makeup to the beach, you now know you stand a better chance of leaving the water without raccoon eyes than your friend who's at the pool or the lake. That being said, if you are planning to go swimming with a full face of makeup, make sure it's actually waterproof, because that stuff works. But hey, that's just a theory, a style theory. Keep looking sharp. It's summertime, and that means you should check out our episode on whether or not sunscreen actually works.
Yeah. Looks like Lofty Dog.
Yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. About to go nose deep in my coworker's armpit on the Santa Monica Pier while wearing a blindfold. Well, it all started when someone asked me, what's the best way to hide your BO? Hello, Internet. Welcome to Style Theory, the show that's ready to stick its nose where it doesn't belong. Literally,
These are clean, but they've been in the box of fuzzies for so long that they're fuzzy themselves. Nothing a little duct tape won't fix.
Everyone has BO. It's part of being human. But if you're looking to stop the stank for a hot date or post-PE class, Team Theorist is here to help. Now, taking a bath or a shower is always going to be your number one option. But for the times where you have to sweat it out and go without, what is the best deodorant for you to use? To learn that, I created the Ultimate BO Showdown.
One day there's going to be like a 90s Beanie Baby collector on here crying as I cut the faces off these guys. But that's not today.
See what works best and
Maybe
what's going
tomorrow.
in the trash. This will be determined by a blind sniff test. Yeah, you heard that right. But this isn't just a competition between deodorants. It's about pride. Two of our creative directors will face off against two Theorist editors in a pit-to-pit battle that will end at Santa Monica Pier, where one team will be crowned the goated with the sauce, no crumbs left behind, rizzed out champions. This is what happens when I let Ash come up with our name. Thank you, Ash. Mwah, I love it. Place your bets in the comments now, chat, and get ready to cheer on your team. And teams, prepare your noses because we are starting our first round in 3, 2, 1.
All right, so we are here in the gym for our test number 1. Do you guys actually know what we're testing here?
No. Tell me.
I'm wondering why you guys didn't suspect something when I asked you not to wash before coming here today.
I mean, for Dan, it was the norm.
I'll kill you.
While we give Santi and Dan a little time to calm down, here's what you need to know before we start. Prior to starting our first competition, we all got a base smell rating and tried to get used to sniffing while blindfolded.
Present the pit. Ow! I was gonna ask which side.
There was a little bit of a learning curve. The base smell will stand as our marker for how well the deodorants do their job. For this round, our right pits will be using the Speed Stick, which is an unscented antiperspirant, meaning it will try to stop you from sweating in the first place. This is done by a mix of chemicals, usually including aluminum. However, it's pretty controversial. Some research has linked aluminum around the armpits to breast cancer, though, according to the American, Australian, and British Cancer Societies, that research is mostly considered debunked. Even so, we'll be testing it against our left pit and the unscented aluminum-free option, Native. It claims to defeat BO by using ingredients like baking soda and coconut oil to make your armpit inhospitable to the bacteria that would cause your BO. But we'll talk more about that later. You got the idea? Here's how it's gonna go. Each of our lovely Lumen hats contains 8 slips of paper with an exercise written on it. Players will draw an exercise at random that they have to complete. Since this is a tag team relay, after a player completes their exercise, they will run and tag their second. To maximize our sweat, when a player is waiting to be tagged, they will have to jog in place. We are doing 2 circuits and a team. It's oh so quiet.
You fall in love, sing from the sky up above, sing. You smell amazing.
Thanks, but I clean things too, you know.
Me too.
No, you don't.
Don't you ever think to clean?
I clean it.
We're doomed.
The only one you need.
And the team to finish first gets the point.
Ready, set, go!
These might be a little bit small, but that's alright. I think I might have used red actually in the last batch. The red cutter instead of the blue. Oh well. They'll be cute no matter what when I get done. Fuzzies.
Dog! I'm dying!
Let's set these off, I think.
That's a point for Team CD, but the real event is only just beginning. It was time for our first official stink. We'll be ranking each other on a stankometer of 1 to 10,
Pardon
with
me?
10 being the stinkiest.
I'm in a smelling stance. Present the pit. Smell. I want to say that's about 6 from the stand point of view. It was a little tiny, so that's what I have to say about that one. That one's not as bad at all. That's like a 3.
But that was only one set of pits. Why do I do this to myself? I make these challenges. Anyway, after a few cleansing breaths, I finished out my round. Then it was time for everyone else. Let's just say the reactions were mixed.
I can feel the humidity when you smell.
This is what we're up to in the Love Hotel.
Yeah. This is love. It is applying the other person's foot massager.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. Tonight, we're gonna be pulling an all-nighter in Tokyo, and the finish line is sushi at sunrise. Let's go! It's gonna be a while till we get there, though. Now, we do some traveling on this channel, see some of the craziest things we've seen online IRL, and that's taken us to places like a cheese theme park in South Korea, the world's largest hotel in Malaysia, an underwater hotel in Florida, and though I do really love traveling, one of the worst parts about it is the jet lag. As someone with a pretty terrible sleep schedule to begin with, at least 1 or 2 days of a completely inverted sleep schedule are pretty much guaranteed whenever we travel somewhere far away. So we decided a potential actual good use of our insomnia would be to launch a new series where we pull all-nighters in cities we're traveling to. Not really as a way to fix our jet lag necessarily, but more as a cool way to explore the city and to see what we can do at all hours of the night and wee hours of the morning. So it's more of a leaning in situation, I guess. And in this episode, we're going to be pulling an all-nighter in Tokyo, a city where, though not all of its inhabitants are nocturnal, has a lot of stuff open late into the night. Not only for those who miss the last train home at midnight and have to wait at a manga cafe until 5 a.m., but also for those looking for something to eat, some crane game prizes to win, or who want to pick a good foot massager for the road. The only thing we're not going to do in this video is late night karaoke, because 1, copyright, and 2, because even though Tyler was an acapella bro, for some reason he doesn't want to show off his pipes. Subscribe for Tyler acapella bro content. Also subscribe if you don't want Tyler acapella bro content, and we'll see who wins. Now, when you're in a different country, jet-lagged and up in the wee hours of the morning, you're probably going to want some data to look up where the nearest 7-Eleven is, or what that viral face mask from Don Quixote is called, in which case, you might want to check out the sponsor of today's video, Saily, brought to you by the same people who made NordVPN. Now, if you don't know, Saily is an eSIM provider that lets you easily purchase data plans whenever you travel internationally. And whether that be on a multi-week production trip to Japan, or an unhinged solo 36 hours in Italy to go to my friend Akil's wedding, I can tell you that there's really no better feeling than arriving to a new place, being able to turn on your phone, and knowing that you immediately have data. So you can figure out the name of your hotel, receive videos of your cat, and call an Uber to said newly discovered hotel. And the easiest way to do this while avoiding 1, waiting in line at the airport to buy a SIM card, or 2, paying roaming fees from your phone plan is to use a SIM from Saily. All you have to do is download the app, purchase a plan for the country you're traveling to, and activate the plan on your phone.
I'm okay.
And boom, the clouds have parted, the Italian sun is shining, you have data. Saily has different sized affordable data plans, including unlimited data and auto top-up options for over 200 destinations. And you can get an exclusive 15% off by using code Sophia at checkout on the Saily app or at saily.com/Sophia. So thanks again to Saily, and now back to our all-nighter, which we're going to start off with some coffee. And to get our caffeine fix, we headed over to the Harajuku neighborhood, which, although it's more of a shopping district than nightlife spot, is one of my favorite areas in Tokyo. And there
I
was
did
a
get
cafe
those 2
over here
fairies
that
done
I've seen a
last
bunch of
night.
Instagram
Small
videos about
victories
that I
there.
really wanted to try. We are at Cafe Reissue in Harajuku, which makes really cool 3-dimensional latte art. So we wanted to see if we could get a latte shaped like our cat's head. We're gonna go in there, get some coffee, and then when we come back out, it will be dark. So, let's go. It is also currently raining on me. So let's go. The cafe is located in this cozy space right above a vintage clothing shop, and they make these amazing 3D and 2D latte art drinks, either in the shapes of famous animated characters, or they can also work from your own custom photo that you bring in. So we ordered 2 vanilla lattes based on the same picture of our cat, Cosmo. I think this is the winner.
He's so unhinged.
Who, though he's now 3 years old and hypothetically fully domesticated, still has a lot of that deranged feral kitten inside of him. This is the energy we need to bring to our all-nighter. The 2D design, our latte artist delicately painted on the surface of the drink with some liquid chocolate, and the 3D one he built in full structural relief by dolloping bits of milk foam on top of one another. Each latte takes about 5 to 7 minutes to complete, which is insane because of just how good they are.
What a lunatic.
Shout out to our latte artist, George. I thought this image would be hard to recreate, but the 2D one was about as photorealistic as you can get while painting in chocolate. It really captures the deranged eye, the sort of protruding fang. It looks pretty amazing. And the 3D one, though more conceptual, did really capture his spirit. I liken this one to like the desperation of the hands.
Oh yeah,
There's something good about that. And though I don't think most people come here for the
Not bleeding?
taste of the drinks, these lattes were certainly not bad. Ooh, tasty. Sweet and delicious, but I did notice Cosmo start to sort of deflate slightly as I took my sip, which made me very sad.
Bastard.
I feel like I almost have to do it in one fell swoop, or like sadly drink around him until he deflates completely.
That would have definitely blinded me.
As long as possible, I feel like no one ever talks about the sort of wistful sadness of the Instagram drink. You know, you want to
Fuck that.
do everything you can not to ruin it. Before long, I had drank all the liquid I could. His little hands are gonna haunt me, and had to deal with Cosmo's face at the bottom of the cup. Here comes a sentence I never thought I'd say.
I just ate my cat's face.
I just ate my cat's face. Just ate my cat's face. The 2D art was a little harder to drink
Ow,
around.
that fucking hurt.
Like an indent on his neck.
It's a deep V.
Yeah.
It's deep V Cosmo.
Yeah. Hey, it's me in college.
So Tyler opted to just inhale it, face and all. Alright, is he gone?
Fatality.
Oh, alright, farewell Cosmo. See you when we get back from Japan. So with our foam dreams fulfilled, albeit somewhat unsettlingly, it was time to get going. Because Ria's shoe was closing up for the night, and ours was just getting started. It's definitely nighttime now.
Irritated dog
I feel
1.
caffeinated, but I also
Irritated
feel
dog
jet lagged
2.
at this moment. I feel like the next couple of hours are going to be kind of tough
3.
jet lag wise,
Yeah.
but if I can
Yeah,
push through,
good.
I could maybe get to the other side. To where? I don't know, but
Ooh,
to the
middle side.
other side.
Yeah.
But now, going to our next stop, food in Shinjuku. Let's go. Now, Shinjuku is a little bit more of a nightlifey area, and we were headed specifically to a famous spot called Golden Guy, which is a block of narrow alleyways with around 200 hole-in-the-wall eating and drinking establishments, packed tightly together to form a legendary night spot that comes alive at around 8 p.m. each night. And our destination was a small izakaya, or Japanese pub, called Odin Bar Sui 2, located on the second floor of this building. And we're gonna head up there, and we're gonna get some snacks, some food, and maybe partake in some drink, shall we?
Yes.
Just so you know, most izakayas, including this one, are pretty small. It's tight quarters up there.
Yeah,
But
forget
it's
about
gonna be
this
fun.
guy.
All right,
Get
let's go.
back, baby.
And true to format, our izakaya was just big enough for us, a couple of our crew members, one regular, and the bar owner Murakami-san behind the counter. Oh, this is larger than my head. And since tipping culture isn't really a thing in Japan, a common way to show your appreciation to your proprietor is to buy them a drink. And no, Murakami-san didn't spill, he was thanking us by giving us a little extra.
Bye.
And we thanked him by drinking that little extra.
Did I do it? Come on. That's it, yeah.
Good.
It's like all night, baby.
Now, a shot and a half of sake down, it was time for some food. And Murakami-san specializes in odin, which is a type of Japanese stew. Though while that was still brewing, he started us off with some appetizers, which he cooked on a stovetop behind the bar. For a bracing start, he served up some cold firm tofu with some spicy kimchi on top.
A little kick.
Good.
Perfect.
What's wrong with that? Nothing. What's right with that? Everything. Then came a rolled egg omelet, which was actually fire.
No problem.
How is it?
It's incredible.
A little sweet, warm, and very juicy.
I'm not a big fan of eggs, but I'd love to try one of
And
those.
then came a plate of chopped up bits of grilled pork with spicy Japanese mustard.
It's like bacon.
I think we are being anointed with protein for our all-nighter.
It's perfect all-nighter.
It's just, oh, I heard you were doing an all-nighter. First, let's do a shot.
Ooh.
Now, let me help you.
Let me nourish you.
Yeah. Now,
This is one of the 90s B movies that just cut the face off. Don't worry about it.
in the past, having
Perfectly normal for
ordered
me.
it instead of udon one too many times, but he hadn't tried Murakami-san's odin yet, which did have some of your classic odin ingredients like big pieces of tofu,
That looks so good.
lightly fried, nice and soggy, block of tofu, lots of veggies, as well as a triangle of konjac jelly. This is how I picked it up. This seems illegal. This is not how you do this. And of course, big chunks of zesty daikon. All right, this is the star of the Odin show.
Yeah.
Radish. That's the best. You're so wrong. Radish is good, okay? But Murakami-san's expertly brewed stew did also have a little bit of X factor, with some skewers of octopus.
I'm a cephalopod guy. I really like it.
And with these impressively tied little satchels of tofu with meat inside. Oh, the whole thing. It's a tofu sack full of meat.
That's good. I have no idea what's in it.
So eventually Tyler had to concede he had too hastily judged Odin in the past, and that this was pretty good. Do you feel your heart changed about Odin?
Yeah, big time, actually. I was wrong.
And hanging out in this intimate space with a little bit of drink
Beautiful. All-nighter, baby.
and a basically home-cooked meal in front of us, I would say the vibes were overall pretty great in here. And though I wouldn't say we earned the spot of full-fledged regulars after just one visit, I do think I might have impressed Murakami-san just a little with my knowledge of throwback video game soundtracks, which he had been blasting the whole time. Castlevania. It sounds like Castlevania. A little bit. Castlevania? It is! It's Castlevania! Oh, let's see! Murakami-san, bring it!
That's what I'm talking about.
But before Murakami-san could drink us under the table, it was time for us to head over to our next stop.
Shake and win millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge. Get unreal deals for just $1. Win $10,000 in flight credits and a $3,000 AliExpress shopping spree. Download Shake Win.
Something on it, doesn't it? Yeah, and you do as well. No, actually, you're just cut the fuck up. Technically not a beanie. That's okay. Your head will still come off. Like so.
Over to our next stop. Taito Station Arcade, also located in Shinjuku, which isn't necessarily an all-nighter spot, but it is open until 1 a.m., so a pretty late-night spot nonetheless. Now, there are a lot of semi-late-night arcades in Tokyo, and Taito Station is one of the larger chains. This location in Shinjuku is one of their bigger ones, and on this fateful night, all 5 of its floors were filled to the brim with people trying to get their game on. So we're going to be here for the next couple of hours to burn some time, but also mostly burn some money. Because the main activity in there is crane games, which Tyler and I don't have a lot of experience with, but we're gonna try and win at least one thing. I can't promise, but hopefully win one thing. Now, when you walk into the first floor, you're greeted by just rows and rows of crane games, which I'm sure you can tell are basically like claw machines, where you try to grab the item inside and then drop it down the chute. And this first floor had mostly large plushies as the prizes, like big Pokemon characters, sharks, frogs, some giant geese, amongst others. I kinda like the Teletubby with bunny ears. I'm scheming. The second floor is also filled with crane games, but this time, instead of plushies, they were mostly boxed figurines with little loops on the corner. Potentially higher value prizes, but they seemed a lot harder to get. And then the third floor was mostly filled with mini crane machines, with like extremely cute prizes inside. Oh my god, meta. Mini crane game for an even minier crane game. I like this like vaguely furry edamame, as well as some gachapon or capsule dispenser machines in the corner, which are my favorites because I don't have to do anything. I just twist the lever and then out comes a product.
It's less rewarding.
I don't really like suspense. The fourth floor was sort of a casino/arcade mashup, all set to the soundtrack of this hands-only version of Dance Dance Revolution, or as we dubbed it, Slap Slap Revolution, yeah, for sure. Dude, he's good at that. He's really good at that. There were what looked like slot machines and online poker, and then some video games and retro arcade games tucked in the corner. I tried my hands at Whack-A-Gator. Ah! I am not as good as Slap Slap Revolution guy. And Tyler tried his hand at the vending machine, which was sorely needed.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go play some games, baby.
And then finally, the fifth floor was a pretty serious-seeming photo booth floor. Like there were huge vanity mirrors and people doing entire hair and makeup routines up there, which did seem pretty fun, but tonight, we had a date with a crane. Now, I thought the mini crane games on the third floor might be the easiest to get a prize out of, so we started there. Oh, no! I'm devastated. But I quickly struck out across the board, like with the mini realistic chips and the mini otters. I just flipped them over. Yeah. I didn't get them at all. And the mini plush aesthetic sandwiches. No! No. Dude, I'm not gonna get anything. We did briefly entertain the idea of trying to get a box prize on the second floor.
Yeah, I didn't get it. That's an airball.
Yeah. But there was clearly some further strategy to doing this that we didn't totally understand. So it kind of feels like you're supposed to go for the little tag, but I actually think that's red herring. I think you're supposed to try and knock the box off the platform.
Or like forcep it.
Prepare yourself for even more Tyler lore. Tyler's convinced you're supposed to forcept them. I don't think that's the case.
I think I relates that because I got forceps.
Tyler was forcepped out of his mother's birth canal. Yeah. And so now he thinks that that's a valid way of extracting a prize from a crane game. But I refuse to go home empty-handed. So I figured we should just park ourselves in front of one of the big plushie machines downstairs. Should we try for the Teletubby? Yeah. And just grind until we got it. Apparently I didn't. Now, after trying this many times, I can tell you it's not just about aim.
Like that.
Oh. I like the crotch hold.
Yeah, crotch hold.
Like, I was picking the Teletubby up pretty cleanly every time, but even when things seemed promising, it would just slip out of my claw's grasp. Oh, no! This is torture. There probably is some strategy you could hone here. Maybe picking it up at certain points will make it flip over, closer to the opening.
It's the mobile system. You got this.
But there are also some theories out there that these type of crane games are just rigged. No! And though I can't say for sure, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like a slot machine, where like every 30 tries...
Thanks for the thumbs up before you head out. Always appreciate it.
We spent like $8 on that. But after striking out time after time... Oh, come on, man. This has to be a joke. We decided to try out a different machine in the back that also had the Telebunnies. I'm just thinking about all the Playboy Teletubbies I could have bought with the amount of money we spent trying to get one. And either the crane machine gods finally shined down on me, or the guy pushing the buttons in the back finally took pity on me, because suddenly... Yes! Let's go! We hit the jackpot. Worth every yen, okay? So here he is in all his glory. Playboy Bunny Poe. You know what? I love him.
I love him.
It does feel better when you earn it. Yeah. And by some even more divine intervention, as we were finishing up our B-roll of the different machines, I did try and snag this shark just for the heck of it. Whoa! What? And what you're seeing actually did happen. I got it on my first try. Dude, do I have the magic touch? Am I better than you? And either it was the jet lag wearing off, or the pure adrenaline from winning Playboy Bunny Poe. Just very pleased. But suddenly, I was feeling kind of awake. Okay, so our next stop is Don Quixote, specifically the Mega Donkey in Shibuya. Don Quixote historically was a discount store in Japan, though nowadays I'm not sure the prices are much lower in there than at other stores. But it is definitely kind of a must-visit / meme.
Oh, thank you for the thumbs up before you head out.
Almost all of its
Hope you guys are having a survivable night.
And many are open 24/7. And I've seen so many TikToks of people being like disassociating in Don Quixote at 3 a.m. So that's our goal. Maybe not quite 3 a.m. yet, but late night discount shopping. So let's head inside and dissociate in Don Quixote. Let's go. This Mega Donkey is 7 stories tall, and when you first walk in, it is instantly pretty overwhelming in here. The music is loud, there's streamers everywhere. Immediate overstimulation. How can you disassociate in here? It's so, well, actually, maybe I can. I could, maybe. And the place, even around midnight, is pretty crowded.
So everyone else is going on there, too.
Now, besides its chaotic vibe and famously earwormy theme song, Don Quixote is famous for selling pretty much anything and everything under the sun. Cat got your back. And there are a ton of videos online about the kind of products you have to pick up while at Don Quixote. I love that sign. Yeah. It says popular with foreigners. A lot of these haul videos then even conclude with buying a suitcase at Don Quixote to bring your mega haul home in. So though I don't want to have to drag around too much tonight, I do want to get at least a mini haul. It's less of like an easily influenced thing and more of like a fear of missing out thing, where it's like, you're in Japan, if you don't buy this now, you'll never be able to get it again.
Exactly.
I'm not easily influenced, I swear. And our shopping really got going on the second floor, which was an interesting mix of hair care, toothbrushes, and snacks. Both plenty of Japanese snacks, but also brands that we have in the US that just have super different flavors in Japan. Welcome to the land of Kit Kats. There were peach-flavored Kit Kats, cherry blossom-flavored Kit Kats, red bean sandwich-flavored Kit Kats.
Manager recommended, baby.
So many Kit Kats, in fact, that we decided to get a bunch and do a taste test for a short that will come out at some point. Wasabi flavor.
It's a popular one.
That sounds just crazy enough for a TikTok. With the hair care aisles came a parade of viral beauty items that I've seen before that I really wanted. I knew it was not a good idea to be carting around huge amounts of viral hair mask. Oh my god, and they like sell it in like giant Capri Sun packages.
To bring back to the States.
So I tried to contain myself, which got even harder on the next floor, as it was the bona fide skincare and beauty section, which had a lot of stuff that was on my list.
Why do they look like delicious caramels.
I want to eat them. I'm getting this. Viral toners, viral cleansers, viral face masks. Although I've heard that this one is the viral one, but this one is the really good one. That's what I've heard.
Okay.
So maybe I should get both. Viral cushion foundations and viral lipsticks that I just couldn't pass up. This I saw on Shorts. I saw it on YouTube Shorts, actually.
Whoa.
Not TikTok.
Whoa, YTS, baby.
This is, like, an AirPod-shaped, like, lipstick case. This is the tester, so it's a bit disheveled, but fun, right? And there were maybe a couple items I found that could actually be useful during the rest of our all-nighter. So, like these self-heating aromatherapy eye masks. They're kind of like those hand-warming packs, but for your eyes.
Wow.
And they're supposed to be very calming and rejuvenating. And
How you guys doing tonight?
we could do one.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Did
Monsters.
also have his eye on some
We're just
foot
cutting
products.
faces off right now and replacing them with other faces. Cyclops faces and Tricops faces and irritated eye faces and some Cthulhu things. Nothing to worry about. You want to slap me with a thumbs up before you head out? I would appreciate that.
All our likes and PC Optimum points? Yeah, you do. Shop all our top picks and get all the points at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Your attention is always something I cherish and crave. Cat. Oh, poor kitty. Do I have any cat-looking things here? Not really.
Later. By the time we got to the 4th floor,
Nice.
the crowd had started to thin out. Maybe it was getting later, or the clothes and jewelry were just less in demand, but I think everyone was missing out. As immediately, I am drawn to
Nope.
the selection of samurai swords in the back.
Nope. It's not bad.
Maybe you could put it in the check
No.
bag. More realistically, there were some t-shirts I was interested
I'm gonna
in,
go with
as
this
well as some
big green one.
Pokemon socks and Don Quixote penguin Crocs. Don Crocote? Oh, and then Mrs. Don Crocote. But the thing I decided I really needed, okay, this is a must, was a comically giant backpack. This is my replacement for a Don Quixote suitcase, which I feel like would fit perfectly amongst our family of other giant clothing.
It like toddlerized you. You know, like when a kid has like a giant backpack? Yeah, that's what you look like.
And for some Sophia lore, yes, I was a giant backpack kid. Though no, thankfully, not a rolling backpack kid. Now, the 5th floor was mostly toys and souvenirs. There was a big Sanrio section, some wax fake food, some Studio Ghibli miniatures, and some Pokemon figures.
Ooh, that's what I would pick up, the miniature Studio Ghibli.
And right next to the Smisky figurines and the Magikarp hats, the kids' toys quickly transitioned into the adult toys. Ready?
Oh, it's almost. That's blurry.
Yeah, it's pretty much wall-to-wall vibrators. Some of which were behind a curtain. Vibrators on the horizon, vibrators to the left, to the right, to the behind, in the behind, everywhere. And some of which were not. At first I thought these were fleshlights, and it turns out they are. So, no. As we ascended to the last few floors, I did find myself getting lost in
Oh
the
god, what's happening?
dimension more and more.
There we go.
Dragons! Now that's what I'm talking about, people. How long had we been in here? I did not know. What was in my basket? I could barely remember. And yet, we forged on. Next up, to the tech products and tech accessories. And beyond speakers, ring lights, and a whole section of beauty gadgets. It's our beauty gadgets. We're filming a whole video with beauty gadgets later. We did finally find Tyler a foot product to help his aching feet. Okay, wait. This might be a winner. A strap-on vibrating foot massager, and then the turbo version.
Look at that guy. He's literally Super Saiyan right now.
Look at the difference between the two.
I mean, why would you ever choose this one? You gotta choose this one.
You want this one?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And I think it was just past the book nooks and right next to the entire wall dedicated to Kirby where I entered full Don Quixote state. Had I reached disassociating in Don Quixote? I might have. I might have reached it. I think it's the wall of Kirby's that's doing it for me. This is who I want to be.
Haunting me.
This is who I truly be. So, goal achieved, I guess. Now, we had been judicious enough with our haul that by the time we reached the 7th floor, we didn't need to buy a suitcase from the giant suitcase section. I think the giant backpack is going to suffice for us, but that doesn't mean we won't necessarily be back here later this week. So instead, we joined the giant line right next to it. I think this is the
Whispers
line.
coming out of the ear?
Maybe
Let
we
go
should
of
get
me.
in it. And after a bit of a wait, we eventually escaped the overstimulating halls of Mega Donkey and headed out into the ever-latening night. Not a bad haul for jet-lagged and slightly disassociating whilst shopping.
You restrained yourself.
I think that just means we're coming back later in the trip. Yeah. And for a complete vibe switch, our next stop was somewhere a little more private. Okay, so we've officially entered Uncanny Valley time. It's very late, but it's not really early yet. So we're gonna spend the next couple of hours at a love hotel. This love hotel, Hotel Sarah, right behind me. Bedazzled in all her glory. Now, a love hotel is basically a short stay hotel meant for just 2 people. Yes, as the name implies, generally for knocking boots, and they are, as a general rule, open 24/7, so bona fide all-nighter establishments. And I've seen quite a few videos of people trying out themed love hotels in Japan before, so I've always wanted to visit one. Come on in. There are other couples here. Just being very covert. We're gonna come back down and film the vlog this morning.
Hi guys.
It's kind of popping right now.
Welcome to the monsters.
Touchscreen, choosing rooms.
If you'd be so kind as to slap me with a thumbs up before you head out, that'd be appreciated.
That still has
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
like a camping
I'm
themed
gonna get
room,
all
a
these
train
bastards
car
done
themed
tonight
room,
before I sleep.
You can tell by the hospital above the room number. Shall we? I don't know what the horse jockey means. We ended up choosing the sexy doctor's office room. Oh, there's a second door. Okay. Don't want. Well, come on in. And once we got past the, I guess, mud room. All right, you can go all the way in now.
Alright. There's my little creepy Cyclops kitty cat.
And my first impression was spacious, as the non-doctor side of the room was legitimately bigger than the hotel room we were actually staying in on our trip, with plenty of amenities and a decked-out vanity. And once I saw the giant wet room shower / bathtub, it's pretty big, actually.
Yeah, it looks big.
I was ready to move in. There were some sexy, not just a normal hotel room touches, with the, like, party favors behind the bed, and the adjustable mood lighting.
Big time purple.
Do you do this?
Like in a sexy way?
Is this working for you? But of course, the star of the show is the attached sexy doctor's office annex. That's right, baby. It's been a year. It's time for your checkup. Featuring a realistic examination table with conveniently placed mirror, a box full of Dr. Time accessories, as well as some sexy x-rays on the wall.
Probably could have seen if I could
Although
solve
there's
it.
also what seems to be like sort of like a knee replacement in the top right.
Well, they need grounded realism.
It is sexy positions, but also she needed an x-ray on her knee.
That's why she was there.
That's why she was there. There's also an eye test with apparently some suggestive innuendos hidden in the Japanese text. I can't tell you what they are, but apparently there are some. And to round out the room, there's also a guest book for those who have visited the doctor's office to sign. This room is busy. Dude, this is like people who stayed in here like 2 days ago. People love it in here. I mean, I can see why. And after inspecting all of the details of our room, it was time for some Love Hotel activities. This YouTube video is going to remain PG-13. Or R-rated, whatever, but not X-rated. So we decided to have a PG party instead, featuring some of the stuff we had bought at Mega Donkey, and also some stuff you can order via room service, which at Hotel Sarah is not food, but rather a large variety of items on demand.
Sodas, costumes, PJs, potentially sex toys, vibrators.
Which you can order via the very large TV. Suddenly watching curling, Scotland versus Japan.
Oh, I see menu. Here we go.
Though obviously some of the nurses' costumes fit our Dr. Feelgood theme very well, we did find some cute sets of matching pajamas, as well as a few more activities to fill out our PJ party itinerary.
Are you curious what this alligator is? I mean, wax now.
It's definitely gator ball. Oh no, maybe it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Though we did pass on the over-the-counter Viagra. You want to take some strong D? No. The answer is no.
I don't think the rest of our team would appreciate that.
Our order was then promptly delivered to our door. Ta-da! A little shopping basket full of treasures. And after almost losing a finger to what turned out to be teeth Jenga, see, I was right.
Jenga.
Tyler and I slipped into something.
Oh, yeah, I had one of those. I know what those are.
And it was time to whip out some of the stuff we had brought from Don Quixote and play podiatrist. Oh yeah. Oh, look at those prods.
That is intimidating.
That is Love Hotel-esque, baby. The vibrating foot massager was a big hit.
Ooh.
Is that working for you?
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah?
Let's tighten it.
Though that does mean for the rest of this segment...
Hi guys, thanks for stopping in. If you could slap me with a thumbs up before you head out, that'd be appreciated. I'm just making some little odd little monsters.
Now, in the basement grocery floor of Don Quixote, I had stumbled upon these little dudes in what seemed to be like a bachelorette party display. Oh, hello. What have we here? Which, yes, are location-appropriate shots.
Unfortunately, that is what they are.
Well, spermy shots. We're getting them. And Tyler promised he would take one with me. Without the heads, they're much more appealing.
Elegant.
Cheers. And despite how they looked, the flavor was a lot subtler than you would think. It's really not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Almost like a plain vanilla coconut type flavor.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
Goes down easy.
Just don't think about it.
And just to give my tired eyes a rest, I also busted out my lavender self-heating eye mask.
This is totally gonna mess up my makeup. It's fine. I want to do it.
Oh, which was actually super relaxing.
Wow, actually a great segment.
Love the Love Hotel.
Though the cozier we got, the closer our PJ party came to becoming just a full-on nap. But we couldn't actually fall asleep because that's against the rules of the video.
Blindfolded vlogging.
Goes to the territory of the Love Hotel.
It is a little sexy.
Yeah.
You know, we have a vibrator, we have a blindfold.
Yeah, they're just being used in different ways.
So it was time for us to nut up, get out of bed.
Oh, it's bright.
Welcome to reality. It's 3 a.m., Saf.
Honestly, that helped me.
Change back into our real clothes and take on our final stop of the night, which was, at long last, Sunrise Sushi, baby. Except it was actually still a couple of hours before sunrise, but since this place is in pretty high demand, we had to get there early. It's located at the Toyosu Fish Market, which is the main fish market in Tokyo. A lot of it is obviously a working market, where they hold a giant tuna auction at 5 a.m. every morning, but there are also a lot of restaurants inside the market that serve the freshly caught fish. One of the most famous of which is our destination, Sushi Dai, a longtime favorite whose popularity has skyrocketed even more with the many Instagram and TikTok videos about it. We made it. 4 a.m. in the sushi line.
4 a.m., baby.
We got there around 4, which is around when you should get in line if you want to eat morning sushi, but one of our producers, Loretta, had gone ahead and gotten in line at 3 just to make sure we would have a spot for at least the two of us.
Ooh, baby.
So, thanks, Loretta.
Second line.
I think I see some brightness in the sky.
Look at that.
But it all felt worth it when we finally put our names in at around 5 a.m.
Buttermilk, baby.
Though we did then have to wait for another hour before Sushi Dai actually opened at 6.
Do you have any of those left over yet?
Oh, you mean from the arcade?
Yeah.
In fact, I do. Just enough time to grab our last vending machine coffee and to catch some of the first glimpses of daylight.
Megan's the break of dawn, baby.
Oh my god, it is the break of dawn.
Yeah.
That's right now. I feel dawn. Tyler knows nothing of Twilight, okay? So ignore him completely. But after milling around for a bit, it was finally time for our reservation. Now, Sushi Dai is an omakase restaurant, meaning that the chef will choose your meal for you, and you have basically no say in the matter. Although you can choose if you want morning sake or not. And we figured, why not have a little nightcap? That's no sperm shot. That's for damn sure. Yeah. And a 12-course sushi menu here is about $40 per person, which is a pretty insane deal. So after some miso soup and a little egg omelet, dude, we are on egg wavelength right now, came a parade of fresh raw fish unlike anything I had ever seen before.
Cheers.
Some were things that seemed familiar enough, like fatty tuna and snapper.
He's like baptizing them.
Oh, baptized by lemon.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, baby.
Which were all really good and well garnished. Actually, the lemon made an impact.
Nothing is ordained, baby.
Sometimes with ginger, sometimes with garlic, sometimes both.
Garlicky?
Zesty.
Ooh.
Though there was plenty of sushi we had never tried before.
Oh, yeah. That is some chrome fish, baby.
Like this chrome horse mackerel and swordfish. The swordfish did taste like a barbecue chip.
Scallion goodness.
And tuna cheek steak, the steak of the sea. Is it steak or fish?
I think it's steak.
It was fish. That's super good.
Is that fish or is that steak?
It does taste like steak. Now, I think the idea of getting sushi so early in the morning is that you get like these super fresh fish, and this all did taste very fresh, but the omakase does also get you out of your comfort zone, trying things you normally never would.
Mollusk, baby.
See, it's the chicken in the shell. And for us, that was definitely this abalone, which looked pretty intimidating, but after taking a bite, it does kind of taste like chicken.
That's very poultry.
We ended up really
Fluffy.
liking it.
Happy go fluffy.
I'm getting
Love
drunk.
that type.
It's sunrise.
Still getting it off, though.
Sushi, just piece after piece, I'm just shoving them in my mouth. And after popping some gorgeous orange salmon roe like a bottle of celebratory champagne,
Is that a flawless victory right
Let's
there?
push her
it dawned
in
on me
there.
that
Nice.
we had made it, as it was nearing 7 a.m., and it was definitely officially morning. And I think we're still awake. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure we're still awake.
Are we awake?
And with the rush of adrenaline and accomplishment, I realized I wasn't all that tired. I feel like
Nope.
we nailed this.
Yeah.
I think we successfully pulled
Maybe.
an all-nighter in Tokyo.
Yes.
I do think we had
Maybe.
a pretty awesome night, experiencing a bunch of things I've always
Not
wanted
really.
to try, and I would definitely do
No.
them all again.
One of
Except
these
maybe
two.
next time I'll try and visit a slightly more out-of-the-way mega donkey, just to try and avoid the midnight rush. I'm feeling pretty pleased.
Yeah.
Though I can now confidently confirm that this experiment does not help your jet lag, because I am thoroughly confused. I'm not sure if I want to pass out immediately or just kind of like free ball it and stay up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Who knows what the right plan is?
Right.
So, good morning, Tokyo. Good night, us. Subscribe for more all-nighter content.
Yeah.
Actually, please do let me know if you want more all-nighter content, because it's a little hard.
Yes.
So if you don't like it, we won't make more.
Tell
but if you
us.
do, let us know.
We will.
We'll at least consider it.
Yes.
And with that, we will see you guys next time. It has powerful ingredients that fight odor-causing bacteria for all-day protection.
Which one was it? This one, or was it the irritated one? What was this one? Don't remember anymore. Everything's just kind of blurring together.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another video. This week, we're going to be eating at 3 different 7-Elevens in 3 different Asian countries. It's all 7-Eleven, 24/7, baby. In 1927, the Southland Ice Company opened what is considered to be the world's first convenience store in Dallas, Texas, and thus, the chain that would come to be known as 7-Eleven was born. And today, nearly 100 years later, 7-Eleven has grown to become the world's largest convenience store franchise, with over 85,000 stores in 19 different countries.
Fucking progress!
I'd say most of us in the US are familiar with 7-Eleven, and though it can be very convenient and endearing and a great place to go on July 11th, I wouldn't say they have a reputation for being particularly nice.
I just
Nor
need
would
6
I say
more.
they're usually a go-to spot for a quick pickup dinner. Unless you are me, hi, fresh out of college with my friend Richard. But that is not true in many Asian countries. As in the past few years, I've seen tons of videos about really good snacks, pre-prepared meals, cool machines, and other items offered at 7-Elevens across Asia, where it seems the 7-Eleven brand is still a fast casual convenience store, but with way better stuff. Teas, bows, sandos, noodles, iced coffees, oh my. So on our last few production trips to Asia, we decided to visit a 7-Eleven in each country we went to, Singapore, Malaysia, and Japan, both so we could try some famous snacks and generally compare them, but also mostly just to feast. And if you guys like this international convenience store content, let us know, and maybe we'll do a part 2 as we continue our travels. I have my eye on you, biggest 7-Eleven in the world in Thailand. All right. Let's go. But before we dig in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Rosetta Stone, your most convenient way to learn a new language. Because there's no better way to get more out of your travel experience other than going to 7-Eleven multiple times on a daily basis, of course, than to know at least some of the language of the country you're visiting. And since our most recent production trip was our 3rd trip to Japan, we figured it was probably time to start trying to learn a few more Japanese words besides just arigato gozaimasu and konbini. Now, in case you've been living under a stone, Rosetta Stone is a language learning program that offers lessons in 25 different languages. And they've been at it for years. You guys might remember those vintage ads with all the yellow discs, but now its language learning software is fully available anywhere, on your computer or phone, and they offer lessons as short as 5 minutes.
Thanks for stopping in, guys. Always appreciated. If you want to slap me with a thumbs up before you head out for the night.
On an overnight train. And Rosetta Stone really leans on an immersive learning method that presents you with images and words entirely in the new language you're learning. So even if you're at an uber beginner level like us, your brain will intuitively start to make connections between the two. One of my favorite features is the True Accent speech recognition technology, which actually gets you speaking the language out loud and also makes sure your accent is up to snuff by comparing it to native speakers. これは魚です. And we've teamed up with Rosetta Stone to offer you guys an exclusive discount of over 60% off an unlimited language lifetime subscription. That's access to all 25 languages forever at the link in the description below or by scanning the QR code on screen. So you can start your language journey today. And with that, I think it's time for a snack. So our first 7-Eleven was in Singapore, located appropriately in the Jewel Mall at the Changi Airport. Yes, we spent a lot of time at the Singapore airport. We just kept coming back. This is actually the first 7-Eleven cafe concept store in Singapore. What that means exactly, I guess we'll find out. Now, 7-Eleven is Singapore's most popular convenience store chain with around 500 stores in every corner of the city. And though the layout of the store isn't wildly different from a Western 7-Eleven, you can immediately clock the differences in the inventory. From the refrigerated drink selection, oh my god, I haven't seen Ovaltine in forever. I love Ovaltine, what the heck? To the full aisle of instant noodles.
It's like a wall of noodles.
To the undeniable Pokemon through line.
Own a design studio. Get a really cool design contract. Realize you have to do a whole bunch of mathy business work before you can even start the not mathy design work. Use QuickBooks to see the big picture. Use QuickBooks to manage cash flow. Add some more cash to your flow. Let QuickBooks do more of this. So you can do more of the things you love. Intuit QuickBooks.
I have 2 on the table, and I got 5 on the counter.
Discover new Lindt Excellence Fusion. Expect delicious.
Pokemon through line. Oh my god, it's Pokemon. Oh my god, what the heck?
Good luck.
Wait, that's so cute. Figurines, milks. This melon-flavored milk is kind of interesting.
It's Bulbasaur milk.
And Oreos. They had more flavors at Mustafa Center, but there is a lot of Pokemon here. And then fittingly for the airport, some Singapore souvenirs and travel pillows. But we were here to eat, so it was on to the refrigerated food section to start. So, in lieu of like a classic egg in a bag, there are, well, eggs in a bag.
Right.
I also like that this, like, chicken breast looks like a dinosaur tooth. Just like here in the States, a lot of Singaporean 7-Eleven customers are also interested in viral Japanese 7-Eleven items, so they do stock a fair amount of those, like the famous onigiri.
Yeah.
I think we should probably get one.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like they're kind of iconic. And the also iconic Hokkaido milk custard cream puffs. I think these are them.
You want to get them?
Yeah, I think so. Below that, there were some microwavable pre-prepared items, a lot of which seem to have classic Indian flavors, like curry chicken, butter chicken biryani. But this sticks out to me. It's butter chicken enchiladas.
That sounds like 7-Eleven to me.
I feel like that could be a nice East meets West moment. And as for a drink, though we had seen some intriguing cursed options in the back, like these Warhead sour sodas.
It'll take death in a can.
Literal death. My curiosity got the better of me, and I picked up this instead. This is a white fungus drink, and they're presenting it so casually that I think that we must get it.
Yeah.
It's not in a special case. It's not like, hey, by the way, it's fungus. It's like right next to the teas. It's white fungus drink. And we did notice a lot of alternative chip flavors in the bagged snack section, like grilled lobster and then scallop flavored Lay's.
Scallop seems like a random flavor.
It seems crazy.
Yeah, that sounds like a main kind of thing.
And beyond scallop chips, we also picked up some prawn Pringles. Chili tangy prawn and garlic prawn.
Wow, those sound good.
They're prongles.
Prongles?
Yeah. But if you were looking for some gum to ward off scallop breath, you're not going to find it here. One thing to note is that there's no chewing gum in Singapore, right? So they have Eclipse chewing.
Like there's nothing in this
I
dog.
actually kind of want some. Like I could use this.
Yeah, you could.
Nice, thank you. Too many prongles. The 7 Cafe on the side seemed to be kind of like a barista bar with specialty drinks and some baked goods, and we had been hoping to start our taste test off with a coffee from the cafe, especially because we filmed this the day after our all-nighter and we were struggling, but... Alright, so the 7 Cafe is not working, so I don't know what machine it is, but it's done-so for the day.
It's a machine.
So no unique drinks or coffees for us. I guess we're gonna have to wait till next time. Instead, first up on the tasting menu were our dry snacks. Once you pop, the fun don't stop.
No.
The prongles. Now these prongles are true to name.
It's growing on you. Devastating at start.
And that they do lean very shrimpy and marine, so probably not for everyone. Started off spicy. It entered a mid-phase of like full-on...
The back is missing.
Then ended with Pringle. I'll have another one.
Set that up, I guess.
On the other hand, these scallop-flavored Lay's...
Scallopy?
were immediately a win. This one's better than the prawns. I can't say that the flavor
Must
is
have gutted it to use as something else years ago.
smoky and savory. It almost has like a, I was about to say woody flavor, but that doesn't make sense.
You're good. Leave that wood fire.
An unsweet
I'm so fucking tired.
Try it here. But whatever it was, Tyler liked them enough to house several handfuls in the blink of an eye. Oh my god, that's so many. That's so many scallop chips.
I do not like scallops.
Next up was our bulgogi chicken onigiri, which was a bit of a puzzle to open. Oh,
That's a lot of seaweed.
Oh, can you tell I've never had one of these before? All right, I did my best. I lost a little seaweed in the process.
Yeah.
The first few bites are pretty rice forward.
Yeah.
There's proportionally a lot of rice, which means just I'm like kind of takes me a while to swallow.
Right.
But overall, very good. And once I made it there, the chicken in the middle was waiting for me with a nice hit of mayonnaise and a little spice. This is a good like hand snack.
Yeah.
I totally see this, yeah.
Fast, cold, on the go.
Just a heap of rice to the face. Now the white fungus tea turned out to actually be like a beauty tonic, I think. It's the kind of thing that's supposed to be like good for you.
Yeah,
right?
This is a thing that's supposed to be good for you.
It's supposed to be good for you.
Yeah.
As white fungus or snow fungus is a type of mushroom rich in plant collagen. Smells like rice. Though despite the intimidating name, the drink is very plain and unscary. Not bad. Not bad at all. Kind of tastes like sweet rice water plus the slightest hint of mushroom. Though it did take me a while
Don't
to
forget you
realize the pulp
existed.
at the bottom is the actual white fungus part, but it's kind of just like a little gelatin down there, so not too bad. For a little pre-entree dessert, we popped open our viral cream puffs, which did live up to the hype. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Super good. Notably, the cream inside, let me buy one and a half and show you. Let me just get another one. Was almost like a custard, but not too sweet. It's got a little more body to it.
It looks inviting.
You need one of these. And the outer pastry was nice and soft and light. I think the worry with like something that looks like this is that it might be like a little tough, a little stale, potentially Twinkie-esque, a little zombified.
Death by corn syrup.
10 out of 10 would definitely recommend.
Here's the cream just exploded out of it. That's like my favorite thing about food.
And then to round out our meal, we had our butter chicken enchilada, fresh out of the on-premises microwave. Nice and steamy and cheesy. No knife, only fork and spoon. We're gonna eat this enchilada. And I would say the initial impression was, overall, solid.
You're in the head.
There's a lot of like dough in the enchilada.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a full like carby wrap. It seems like the enchilada part of the dish is mainly just the format, as there isn't much in the way of Mexican flavors, so it was mostly just kind of like a butter chicken hot pocket. Though despite becoming enemies with this wooden spoon, okay, I like your work here, I like what you're doing here, Tyler seemed pretty pleased overall.
Oh no. If this was like a 7-Eleven snack for you, like late night, out of options, instead of just eating like 8 Jimmy Deans, this is pretty damn good.
So though the prongles knocked me on my heels, I would say overall a pretty good showing from Singaporean 7-Eleven. Are you just eating now? Are you just eating? Yeah, okay. Although I could have used some caffeine to lift me out of my butter chicken enchilada stupor. So I hope whatever was happening with the 7 Cafe is not a McDonald's ice cream machine situation. So the next country up on our 7-Eleven tour was Malaysia, and we stopped by this store in Banda Puteri Puchong, a little outside the Kuala Lumpur city center. All right, so we're here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, outside of a very large 7-Eleven. It is not the largest 7-Eleven in the world, but it is close. It's a very big one. And we chose this location over the 2,500 other ones in the country because it contains the largest 7 Cafe in the world. But there's also plenty of other stuff in there. So we're gonna go in there and feast our eyes and our mouths, shall we?
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
You're technically not a beanie baby, so that's fine.
Tall, with most of your
I mean,
usual
glad that you're not,
7-Eleven
but
stuff located on the spacious first floor. Ooh, it's nice in here.
It's really nice.
It's
Ooh.
cold.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's also like nice with frozen treats, pre-made items, bagged snacks, drinks, etc. But there are some things that make it special. Oh my God. 7-Eleven merch.
Ooh,
For
hello.
example, this nice selection of 7-Eleven branded apparel in this fridge over here. I do also
What
like the groovy pillow.
Oh yeah.
Just need to dig deeper.
That's
That's the problem.
And though I don't think every Malaysian 7-Eleven has a merch shelf, one thing that is prevalent in Malaysian 7-Elevens across the board is an emphasis on stocking the in-house 7-Eleven brand, walnut-flavored sunflower seeds, nut-flavored nuts, as well as a lot of local Malaysian brands. So you have your Malaysian version of Pringles, Malaysian Chips Ahoy, Chips More.
Chips More.
I just have a lot of bats without wings
You don't
and
even have
feet.
to break me off a piece of that thing. I can always just take it.
Take it out piece of that, take it apart. Yeah. And though I think most 7-Elevens have some collectibles and figurines, in this giant 7-Eleven, there's actually an entire aisle of Funko Pops in the back. We have Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast next to Jenny from Blackpink. We have Johnny Knoxville.
Ed Sheeran.
I actually have pretty strong Funko Pop
Getting there.
selection.
Ah, hang on, I'm blind.
Now moving on to the second floor.
Thank you guys for stopping by and slapping me with a high five before you head out. Always appreciated. And more background noise than actual, like, sit down and watch me.
Hello. It's cute up here. It's actually a very peaceful, almost open concept space with a big scenic window in the corner. There's like a whole bookstore vibe up here. There's kind of like a little Barnes and Noble corner.
I spy a Bezos book.
Oh my god, I wasn't ready to see his
So
face.
there.
And then also a skincare/beauty corner with
Must
shelves
be.
on the wall cutely designed to look like a
make it work.
refrigerator with pre-made dishes. Superfood salad for skin? I thought it was gonna be cold for some reason. I was like, why is this not refrigerated? But then I realized it's not actually food. It's not food. I almost went to town over here, but our dwindling luggage space really killed my vibe. Because there's milk body wash. And it kind of looks like a bottle of milk. But leaving the fake food behind upstairs, it was time to load up on some real snacks downstairs. Now, in the ice cream freezers at the front, there were some durian options available, but we had already had multiple durian fests during our Malaysia trip, but we have not tried corn ice cream.
I think corn we've missed a little bit.
Corn ice cream. That sounds like an interesting but different choice. And once we found a corn flake ice cream as well, the party was on. Now we're going for Corn Fest.
Corn Fest. Corn Hub.
Corn Hub? It's a corn hub. Speaking of trying something different, from the
Maybe I could
refrigerated
just shove
drinks aisle,
face in.
I picked up a beverage that I'd been hearing about a lot on our trip, Bird's Nest drink. I keep asking, like, what it is, and the answer is, like, literally it is a bird's nest, somehow distilled, which, like the white fungus drink in Singapore, I think is like a collagen drink, but way more intimidating sounding.
I think that there's some birds that like make nests with their spit. So I think it's like that. It's not like twigs, it's like spit.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna get it.
Perfect. Yum. Moving right along, there were some refrigerated pre-made meals we considered, some sandwiches, and even more onigiris. Oh my god, I think it's an octopus one. As well as some enticing Malaysian dishes, like nasi goreng, and some just add water instant nasi lemak.
To be fair, we just had that
We just had that like an hour ago.
for breakfast.
But we decided to opt for it in chip form instead, as we found some nasi lemak chips amongst all the unusual chip flavors.
Those are kind of good, actually.
Those are kind of good, right? And in case you don't know what that is, we will explain later. We also picked up a couple items from the hot bar near the registers, a lamb samosa and a curry pow, before heading hopefully up the stairs to the 7 Cafe. Now, the 7 Cafe here was actually doing a collab pop-up with a matcha company called Nico Neko, which we were really excited about when we chose this store, but unfortunately, they were already sold out of almost everything we were interested in by the time we got there. So, we are not getting anything from here, but it looks cute. I'm not going to blame this on a faulty coffee making machine like in Singapore, but we are not shaking the McDonald's ice cream machine accusations thus far. So we had to settle for our bird's nest drink as our refreshment. I'm nervous.
I don't blame you.
Now, bird's nest is actually a pretty expensive delicacy, usually eaten as a soup, so it's kind of interesting that it's made its way onto the 7-Eleven shelves. It smells okay. And having learned from our white fungus drink, the bits floating around are the actual bird's nest, which is, yes, saliva, and is the part that you have to drink if you want to get the collagen benefits. But against all odds, the taste is actually not so bad. That's fine. It's once again kind of just like sweet water, maybe a little ricey, with some pulp. The bird's nest kind of like dissolves in your mouth if you like tongue it a little bit. It's not like too bouncy or chewy. You know what I mean? It's not like tough. It's actually fine. It's fine. Probably best not to think about it too much. Next up on the agenda, we had our nasi lemak interesting flavored chips. Ooh, smell a little fish in there. Now, if you don't know, nasi lemak is a famous Malay dish, often eaten for breakfast, consisting of rice, peanuts, anchovies, and when we got it, a pretty intense spicy sauce. It is a little bit like Wonka-ish, in that like different flavors emerge at different times. I think the lasting impression is a little bit of like spicy peanut. You tell me what you think. But for Tyler, it was pretty much all spicy peanut. Moving on to our hot dishes, we had gotten a lamb samosa, which even though the lamb was
Thanks for the
almost
thumbs up,
pureed,
guys, before you
did
head
some
out.
good
Always
samosa things with
appreciated.
some secret potatoes hiding underneath. And then we also got a green curry pow.
Oh, that looks tasty.
It does look
One,
green.
two.
It's a green curry, baby.
I'm still
Although the
working on
curry
that
filling
guy.
was
But he's a little
slightly
bigger,
overshadowed
so
by
he can go on a bigger one.
That's really good. It was still very flavorful. It's not that much meat, but it like really tastes like a mouthful of curry. Not too spicy, with a fresh taste of ginger and basil.
There's a whole curry there.
Go.
Come on. It's a fun curry delivery device.
And then it was time for our Cornfest hub. First up, this husky boy.
Oh, one change.
A little bit askew, that's fine, I don't mind. Not a problem. We can live with that. Now, I thought that this might have been encased in like a chocolate shell, but it was actually just ice cream molded into an intricate ear of corn shape. All right, cheers. Oh. At first it tasted like corn, and then the sugar came in. The corn flavor is not really a fresh corn, it's more of a corn in the can, but actually, it's good. Not overwhelmingly corny, definitely a little corny. I might have just found a single piece of corn, because something just got stuck in my teeth. And as for Tyler's corn flake ice cream, oh wow. It looks kind of good, honestly.
I'm very excited about this thing.
It was kind of like a serialized version of a Haagen-Dazs bar. Oh, I heard a crunch. With a cornflake studded outer shell. Incredible.
Lots of cereal action there. Oh, wow.
The shell itself and ice cream inside ended up being cereal milk flavored.
This thing's dangerous.
And as a brainwashed 90s cereal kid,
Damn.
Tyler was quite taken with this thing. Oh, are you serious? I was about to cheers you. It's okay. I'll eat my corn in the background by myself. Actually, update, I found more chunks. So I think it's supposed to be pulpy. So after a slightly corny end to our taste test, it was about time to head on to our third stop. I got the merch. It was worth it. So our third and final stop, for this video at least, is at this 7-Eleven in Tokyo, Japan, nearby Sophia University. Now, full disclosure, we just got back from this trip, so we found at this 7-Eleven almost a year after the previous two, and I'm gonna come clean. I'm a huge fan of Japanese 7-Elevens. I've been in a few before, quite a few. So I wouldn't say any of this is new to me, but yet the childlike wonder still persists. And 7-Eleven Japan is kind of the mothership of all 7-Elevens, as even though 7-Eleven was originally founded in Texas, the OG 7-Eleven company was actually bought out by 7-Eleven Japan in 2005, which had been licensing the 7-Eleven name to run convenience stores in Japan since the 1970s. All right, immediately over here.
Cured meats, baby.
At least me.
In packages, including cheese and fish sheets. Nice. It's like cheese sticks and fish sticks together as one. And there are currently over 21,000 7-Eleven stores in Japan, making it the largest convenience store chain in the country, operating in all 47 prefectures. Ooh, look at that succulent peach. And though Japanese 7-Elevens come in many shapes and sizes, and there are some variations in stock, seasonally and regionally, they generally offer a wide variety of items that lend themselves to something in between a lifesaver in a pinch and a mini grocery store function. And I would say this 7-Eleven is pretty par for the course, stocked with all the staples, a nice instant noodle aisle, from frozen treats to tons of dried snacks, including dried squid of a few different varieties, smoked, dried, and spicy fried, to a whole slew of vitamin jellies and energy drinks. I've heard that one of these is a magic hangover cure, to the party responsible for said hangover. We've got a nice selection of alcohol over here, including alcohol in like milk cartons. They call that the Japanese Franzia.
There you go.
To clean products, makeup, skincare, hair care, and more. Looks like toiletries in here, and electronics and masks, and dry shampoo sheets.
Yeah,
Make sure we have everything.
We'll keep that simple tonight.
Oh, and tiny makeup brushes. Oh my god, stackable. Though for the purposes of our haul, there are a number of viral snacks at Japanese 7-Eleven, which we want to hone in on. Ooh, okay, this is something I've seen people do on TikTok, and for some reason, we all like it. These are like frozen fruit in a cup, and then you mix it in like a smoothie machine at the front. I've mostly seen people get the berry ones, but the green smoothie was looking kind of good to me. Maybe I was in need of some veggies. I'm gonna get a veggie one. Despite Tyler's protests, I'm going with the greens. Besides that, the bulk of the stuff we wanted to
Time
get
is
was
it?
in the pre-prepared area, both
2
refrigerated
minutes.
and non.
We'll call
This
it night.
refrigerated section is a serious treasure trove, home to some viral items like the onigiris on their
I loaded
turf
and unloaded
and
the
the
cord of wood
sandos.
today. I'm a little
This
tired.
sandwich is super
I'm not
famous.
used to being
The egg
physically
salad
active that much.
It's simple but
It's either like sitting on my ass all day or like a cord of wood.
This looks just good. Sides, rice dishes, noodles. This looks good too. I don't even know what this
There
is,
we go.
but I would eat it.
Shake and win
Yeah.
millions of prizes with the AliExpress $1 challenge.
You know,
This looks good too. I don't even
I'm
know
gonna
what this
call
is,
it a
but
night.
I would eat it. I did say cereal.
I'm done. I got all the things done that I wanted to get done, which is just these little tiny cookie faces. So, those are all done. Whew. And I got the 2 fairies done earlier today, so I will take that as a win. Thank you guys for stopping by and putting up with my nonsense, as usual. And I'll be back tomorrow with even more of it. Alright, good night, guys.